stopping.
You can't bounce back harder than that, man. And I gotta say, we have two of the best skins in the game. You've got the Chroma Ranno, and of course you have the Guy Fieri Zetter. And we're gonna start things off on Hodojo. We have the triplats, we have the verticality for the combo extensions. I am wondering who is gonna take somebody off the top from that center platform first.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really what Ranno is known for, the vertical kills in most circumstances, but when you have that up air drag down into the up strong, it is certainly a way to get it done, but also these edge guards are where I think Ant is going to shine the most.
Yeah, if there is one thing you could say that Zetter might have a weakness in, it is when he is stuck in that flip mechanic, right? It's such a huge hitbox when it grabs onto the ledge, but you can interrupt it very early, which is what we saw Ant try to do there a couple times. Got a couple repetitions in, got a little bit of damage, but did not quite finish the job there. Hard DI out from Acorn will be the first stock after that down strong, though. Ant with a early lead here in game one.
Yeah, that's such an awkward position against Ranno when you're got in a situation where, oh, I should DI out because they might forward tilt me, and I don't want to get caught with a forward air, but it's just that quick, heavy, down strong, kills you so early.
Do you die on the first hit from down strong? Do you die on the second hit from forward air? That is the mix-up, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The tilt sends off, and okay, a little avoidance there, saved by the bubble, but not for long. The up strong, that is the verticality you are talking about right at the beginning.
Those platforms are a no-fly zone when you're at that high of a percent. Had to come down out of that bubble somewhere, and Acorn read that perfectly. Not a ton of damage taken on his second stock, and has now placed himself in a great position to even this up and potentially take a lead here.
Yeah, very back and forth at the beginning. Lots of neutral interactions. We're trying to see exactly how an opener starts for Acorn right now, but just a couple tech reads doesn't get anything more than a couple up airs, but now this vertical kill extensions. I mean, this is exactly what you pick the stage Hodojo for. But both these players, they have the ability to do the same thing with their up airs.
We see that Nair extension there. Gonna go back, gonna reset here. Gets back into center. Super important here for Ant. Has to make sure he outlives that fire. Gets the grab, and that will be enough to do it to get him safe for a couple seconds longer at least.
Yep, and this is a potentially dangerous spot. He does get the up B sniped out, and the down B doesn't get enough distance to recover the jump, and that means Ant is gonna be ahead for now, but oh, a little bit of a misstep there. Probably wanted to shine.
Yeah, we've seen a couple sequences now where Ant has just been kind of a step ahead towards these stock closing moments. Definitely Acorn with a great ability here to level this playing field out fairly soon, but whenever he gets stuck off stage, man, I'm just worried about how much Ant's going to take that string forward.
Yep, but a great nair from disadvantage. That is one of the big things you can do when mixing up your recovery is throw out a hitbox on the way up, and sometimes, if you're Zetter, that nair, kind of an auto combo move.
Listen, it's something that devs are paying attention to. We're going to take a look at it a little bit further, but we do see some up air strings here. Going to nair that shield, be safe, and keep that pressure going.
Ooh. Catching that edge cancel means that Acorn's going to put himself back to even in this game, and once again getting the nair follow-up, but really big punish on that landing nair from Ant's side. A shine into a bear up strong. Oh, baby, 115 kills off the top, and Acorn taking the first set with fever.
Yeah, that Ranno dive kick, man, it leaves you in such a disadvantaged position. You saw him actually going for the ledge there to wall jump back originally, and Acorn just all over that, forcing him to go a little bit lower and then, of course, go back onto the stage with it. Leads into that back air up strong, and we are going straight back to Hodojo for game two. And obviously saw some things that worked in game one, and I think he can replicate this going forward in the set.
Yeah, this is always an interesting question of going back to the stage you just lost on, especially the one that you struck to. It's not even like really that big of a counter pick because clearly Acorn is super comfortable here. But oh man, the fair resets with the spike do so much work against the potential floor hugs. It doesn't matter at all. But now back air perfectly placed, gets the stock off a very impressive sequence for us all.
Yeah, man, it's one of those things where, like, Acorn has had these moments, right, where he's stuck off stage and, you know, we've talked Zetter recovery very good, but has its limitations. So when you're stuck out there and you're either going for that dive kick early, which we saw Ant intercept game one, or in that case went for the up B early, Ant was just as ready for it.
Yep, but oh, a little bit too low on the up B, and Acorn patient at the ledge, not biting early, and now returns himself into full form and gets another combo to start it off. But this is the position that we talked about. If you're stuck here for too long, and can take advantage, but no, just a little bit of an upward angle frees Acorn from the trap of the corner.
Yeah, it goes up that time like you mentioned, and that's been kind of the difference on it. You have these angles you can go to. In that case, the verticality was enough to basically get around the defensive Ant there. Stuck in a corner in himself now, and you see the pressure, just even from positioning right now that Acorn is setting up.
Yeah, center stage control is such a paramount import in this matchup. I mean, just every time you're in the corner, it's disastrous. But occasionally, if you throw up that mix-up off the ledge, it'll kill really, really early. And Acorn taking full advantage of it despite starting off so far behind in this game. Ant is now on the back foot.
Back throw fair here is going to go towards the middle. Ant quickly recovers over it. Does get back. You're going to see Firefall from the ledge. No, actually just wave dash in Shine. Goes for that safe shield pressure. Ant more than ready to jump out and cover it, though.
Oh, and once again, whipping the back air, but finds the grab into the up strong, not killing without the sweet spot. And he needed to Dacus that one to make sure it confirmed. Unfortunate.
Yeah. And then even with the super jump off that middle platform, not quite enough with the up air to close things out, but a stuck in up B situation. I feel like we've seen that a few times now. Ant more than ready to hit a sitting duck out there, or should I say a sitting Zetter.
Yeah, second verse, same as the first. Now, Shine Spike, and who barely whiffs that upward down air. It's such an important thing to hit to get your combo extenders to get those spikes on the grounded players so they can't floor hug. Now, this is just once again just a rinse and repeat.
Moves away from that back air on center platform. Would have been death there. Going to see the Shine pressure now. Just goes into jab grab, resets. A little bit of extra damage. One step closer.
Yeah, this Shine grab, really, really powerful. Your opponent's sitting in shield, but here we go. Doesn't catch it out, but with the dive kick, still gets the damage going. This time, shielding it out. And now, off stage. Yep. Is forced to down B, has to get to the ledge, and just one more chance. The double bear means that you have no shot at making it back. And with a perfect edge guard, and the first game on the board for him.
Yeah, I want to say that he might have actually been clear on that last one, but better to be safe than sorry. Gets that back air, like you said, and is able to push him just that much further. No trip back to Hadoja this time. We've split games there. We'll see if a rubber match comes later in the set. We are going to Julesvale now. Actually, I guess since they both win, they can't go back.
Yeah, you're technically allowed to gentleman's to it, but like the way the system works, it actually just bans it for you, so you can't even gentleman's to it if you wanted to.
Ah, man, I don't think he was expecting that dive kick on his shield there. That would have been a pretty easy punish situation.
Yeah, unfortunate, but using that tongue once again, we've seen a lot of tech instant tongue from Ant to just get back to the ledge. It's very similar to where Zetter will instant up B immediately after getting the tech on the wall, but it's a little bit more punishable, and yeah, that big head bash, 15% only, starting off very similar to the last game, except in the reverse, Brosa.
Right, and we've seen Ant actually lean towards that shield a little bit more in this game. Acorn with a lot of great pressure to start this off, and that's what led into that grab. Great recognition from Acorn there, understanding win cons, and just a simple little forward throw, man.
Yeah, and now we see Ant starting off his first real combo, but it's just quickly answered back by a Shine out of disadvantage, and now Acorn is just, oh, okay, tries to roll up, doesn't find that edge guard he was looking for, and now Ant has a second chance at life, but he's so far behind. A full stock plus 40%. This is a little bit disastrous if he loses his stock now.
Yeah, you got to keep watch out for these falling up airs, or even just the down tilts lead into the forward airs we're seeing off stage. Got to get the high up there. No.
Weak hit box of the fair. Now gets the strong one, sends out, and is trying to catch that, but no, the wall jump actually working out against him.
That was kind of the mix-ups we weren't seeing from Acorn in the first two games. And listen, sometimes you got to let the F-Smash rip. Got to make sure that C-Stick's still working. That is now a 2-stock lead. Should be pretty easy for Ant to clean up here. Let's see if we have it. No, man.
That one was the tough spot, because if you go, once he goes that low, there is a bit of a mix-up with going to the wall versus going for the up P early.
Sure.
And it's tougher to react to, but Ant finally finds the stock off of a little bit of a misstep on Acorn's recovery.
2 stocks still here. I think Acorn can play this pretty safe. It's going to be up to Ant to really push the narrative here. He's got to make sure that he's not getting himself in the way of some of these shines or these kind of interrupting aerials, and just keep this damage rolling.
Yep. Once again, a Nair at a disadvantage, and also has that interrupt capability. Oh man, the needle on shield is just such a disaster, but it's still Acorn's time to shine here. And speaking of shines, just a shine spike to seal the deal.
You don't see it used like that super often, but when you're out of resources, man, it's great recognition to just be like, all right, this is checkmate, I win. good luck in Game 4.
Yep. And like we said before, these are the 2 remaining Florida representatives. Both of them want to represent their state to continue on at their tournament. I mean, this is their major.
Home turf, baby. I'm just an hour and a half up the road. I love coming out every year to CEO, and this year, of course, our first time with Rivals 2. Bailey and the team has made us feel extremely welcome. This has been a great setup, great part of the venue as well. Everybody kind of under the same roof here. It's been interesting to see as far as the tournament goes.
Yeah, a lot of people traveled out for this. It's definitely a very top-heavy event, I feel like.
Yeah. I keep looking around for friendlies during these breaks, and I go, all right, well, you're going to kill me, and you're going to kill me. All right, I guess I'm just going to die.
Yep, I guess it's time to die. Catches the floor hug, not getting the punish on the get-up attack, which means that Acorn gets out scot-free at 69% here.
Jet, tell me your thoughts about Rockwall here, man. I feel like this benefits both characters so much that I feel like Ranno may have better alternatives, but do you think it's just like an early kill kind of a stage for him?
Yeah, so one of the big things about this is the platform height is so perfect, as well as the ability to kill a lot earlier off the side with a forward air. Granted, it's very similar to Ho Dojo in that both characters have a lot that they get from the stage. Verticality of kill confirms. The platform heights are very good, but I feel like Ant is just a lot more confident in his ability to get kills off the side, given the fact that we have not seen any fair train kills at all. Like, that has not been the motif at all for Acorn. He's been mostly getting the up smash, so
sure.
Rockwall makes sense.
Sometimes you got to just check your opponent. Do you have these? Are you ready to whip this out in the middle of top 8 on the big stage in front of the friends and family? There's that down strong there. Has been using that to great effectiveness so far. Does not get the actual necessary tech on that down air, but does not take too much damage from it. Acorn's still in a pretty good spot. Needs to find this stock here, but Ant is going to close out another one here. Misses.
Oh, he misses the back air. I think he was going for the rising back air, and that kill confirmed from the up B straight into the up strong. It's such a huge inflection point of the game right now. It could have been 3 stocks to 1, but now we're evened up on 2 despite the percent differential.
Normally you would call that the Sakurai combo, but I believe that's just going to be the Fornace combo instead.
Yeah, I was thinking, I almost called it the Sakurai combo. I was like, oh, you can't really do that in this game.
So we see some up air strings. Ant is going to DI out and actually get back in control of neutral here.
A bit of percent, but not the giant strings that we're sort of used to from Zetter. Just catching a couple, and oh, now Ant with the double triple. Hold on.
Oh, baby. Mom, get the camera. A triple back air to even this up. That's going to game 5, Jet. This is our first set of top 8.
Yeah, already game 5, and it's no surprise. Like I said, they played relatively recently. They're both from Florida, and they went to game 5 multiple times. So it makes sense that we are treated to one as well. We see 2 stages banned out, Hyperborean Harbor as well as the Ethereum Forest. What is going to be the choice? Godai Delta thought about, but it is Merchant Port, a great stage for Zetter in general. Just lots of ways to string your opponent across the stage and get a nice up strong kill.
Absolutely. I mean, this platform layout is super, super nice. Obviously, it's going to also mix up his recovery a little bit more as well, because if you could go from a mid up B, you actually be able to use that side plat to your advantage as well. A lot of great stuff here, and that's why the counterpick advantage is so important, especially in a game like this. It's very volatile on some of these stages, and so if you have something that benefits your character that much, and you have that in your back pocket for a game 5, it really can make a huge difference on who comes out on top of these sets.
Yeah, and that's why ordering of wins is also so important. Like, losing game 1 is, you know, if you trade back and forth, is going to be a little bit rough. But, I mean, I feel like the second counter pick is going to be a lot less strong than the first one, you know?
Sure.
Oh, but the double, triple, once again, getting Zetter way out. And you said the mix-up was there, and that time just mixing all the way up, faking going on the platform and landing center stage, and not able to cover that. But it's still a pretty good position for him. Oh my God.
Woo.
How did that downer beat Upstrong? That's crazy.
Normally, I would feel bad about Zetter Upstrong losing, but like losing.
But it's Zetter Upstrong?
Exactly.
Oh, just grab the ledge? No.
Okay.
Just no need. No need.
Now listen. As long as it works, baby. It's the results that matter. I'm sitting here watching. I'm like, no, just go back. But Ant knew better. He said, I can finish this off myself. I don't need to see him fall to his death. I will send him out there personally.
Look in. Just a little, oh, I like that little double weight with the stall and catching out the hit on the platform. Now Acorn is finally going to find it. Yeah, okay. Third tries the charm there.
We saw it on the right, on the left. We saw him whiff it on the left and said, you know what? Third time's a charm.
Yeah, we got to get it eventually here. Okay, nice pickup. Big confirm, but he's hit out of disadvantage, and now is in a very bad spot. Ant tracking all the way to the side, but not enough to send back out off stage. Just a little bit more percent racked up as Ant is once again fighting through neutral, trying to figure out exactly how to open up Acorn, but now pushed himself to the corner, and Acorn is going to relinquish center control, but not for long, Brosa.
Gonna get the back air here, get the extension. No, slips off the stage there. Definitely was looking for the jump on that side platform into the up air. Falling there does lose it for him, but he picks it back up immediately, gets the full hop on the down air instead of the short hop. Had the combo extension.
Yes, but that means Ant has another lease on life, and the second up strong almost hitting. Unfortunate once again for Acorn, who finds himself in the corner, down thrown. Good TI though, and the nair into fair secures almost certainly the stock. No, it's not guaranteed, as Ant just rinse and repeating. He makes the edge guard happen.
The trade?
Oh, okay, the trade working out.
I thought we were going to see the DBZ from hell there getting launched into the bottom blast zone. Does DI into the stage and tech, and with a slight advantage now. That's
woo! So many times it felt like these guaranteed kill confirms from Acorn have just barely not connected, and Ant has secured himself a big lead now with a triple dash tech. Does not get the up air follow-up, but that still means he is running away with this game, Brosa.
Acorn,
full stock lead.
Acorn takes a sigh of relief there. That up air string would have led into at least another 20-30%. Stays at 63 because of that miss and closes things out here. Man, 63, not much of a lead in this game, but he has to find his way out. This is a great way to do it. Gonna get the up air. No.
Upstrong is such a good early kill, like early combo starter. If you get it with a fire, but a fair all the way into the depths. Let's see it track. No, an early jump out means that Acorn finds his way off the ledge and back into center stage. Let's see how he can take advantage of this. The burgers are flying out, but so is Acorn, as his DI is not perfect, meaning Ant, Game 5 victory, moves on. One more round.
You see the little handshake, you see the fist bump afterwards, you know what it means, right? This is something that is important to not just the players, but also to the R2CS championship saga itself. The further in the bracket you go, the more points you collect. The more points you collect, the more likely you are to potentially have travel covered, go to the finals, and be a part of what we have all worked for this entire year. You can consider really this and then EVO kind of the midway point of it all. It all leading towards January, towards Genesis again, of course. But, you know, it's fascinating to watch, you know, not just this part of the bracket as well, but, you know, once you reach finals, once you reach top cut, even, you're sitting here and it's like, okay, if I win this one, I get this. If I win this one, I get this. You're one step closer, and we are now one step closer to finding out who will be our final champion, as Noodle Esports ZeeBee is going to take the stage against DuoBullKast elkiies.
Oh man, I love the logo for Noodle Esports. It's just so funny. It's just right in the center of your screen. You can see it, and he's holding the noodles in his hands. Classic ZeeBee moment, a little bit of smile for the camera.
I was talking about it earlier. That jacket's actually pretty new from them. The back of it got a super cool new design on it. They had sent over some, I think, an original, like either a t-shirt or a jersey, and they've like upgraded a lot of their like graphics and everything like that. So shout out to the Noodle team. They're doing really great work over there, and they've been supporting him for a while now. It's great to have that kind of representation in Rivals. We don't really have a ton of, you know, mainline teams outside of Luminosity with Marlon, of course.
Yep.
But, you know, as the game grows, as our notoriety grows, you're going to see some more stuff come in. T1 CakeAssault when we shall see it someday.
Hey, not just one Luminosity rep here at CEO, also Sandstorm a Luminosity rep as well.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Place
You're
here
right.
At the event, and that's that might be he might be somebody to keep an eye on.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after this. Looks like we're going to do a quick button check here on Frozen. Of course, we are not starting on here. Just making sure our F tilts are angled the right direction.
Yeah, and these are two competitors who are pretty familiar with each other. Been playing in Rivals 1 for quite some time, but they also have a recent set in Rivals 2. Went Game 5 at Genesis X2, the most recent one, as well as I think they also played a long time ago at Portland Retro Gaming Expo last year. So couple Game 5 sets between the two, but ZeeBee, no stranger to those. I think he's played 3 or 4 Game 5 sets in a row in this bracket, has been forced to fight his way through losers bracket. We talked about Sandstorm earlier. That is the person who knocked ZeeBee into losers. And I mean, ZeeBee certainly, you know, does not want to fall this early. He is the number 4 seed, so wants to prove he can make it all the way through.
Yeah, after a tough run in pools, we talked about Sandstorm for a little bit. Maybe when we come back from an ad break or something, we'll dive deeper into it. But that is actually who sent ZeeBees into losers in the first place.
Yep.
That was winners semis of his pool. And then from that point on, had to fight through losers, beating players like Gekinga, beating, who was his finals before to make top 8? Dang it.
Vibe.
It was
Vibe.
Vibe.
Yeah, he
It was
went
a
game 5 with
set.
Vibe.
Yeah, listen.
He went game 5 with, I think he went game 5 with Gekinga as well.
Yep.
Yeah, that
was
was
down. Was down 2-0 to Gekinga.
Yeah, it was
and brought that
great.
all the way back.
Did you see that? Did you see that game 4? Gekinga went for the lock side B, and if it had hit, probably just kills ZeeBee at like 40% right in the bottom blast zone.
Listen, when you're at that much of a deficit, you have to go for it. When you were one stock away from making it closer and closer to your top 8s. We do see Julesville for the first time in this top 8. And we are going to see, of course, the classic Maypul Kragg matchup between these two players.
Yeah, and this is actually somebody I have played a ton in this matchup. Elkies goes to my locals, so we have played at least 10 times, and she is just so familiar with the edge guard flowchart, and she is also just a demon, has no fear in the corner, perfectly willing to go off stage and potentially kill herself for it. Oh, man.
This was somebody in Rivals 1 as well as Rivals 2 that really, as you said, kind of with that devil-may-care attitude, you know, has no patience for the camping game that Maypul can do. Obviously, you can sort of split the stage up if you want, put Lily down in the middle and really just control everything, but she'd much rather just be scrapping the entire time. But that will be a quick answer from ZeeBee. Doesn't matter how many percents you take if you can just hit that big old noggin off stage.
Yeah, and ZeeBee is one of the biggest proponents of using that double jump back air. Oh, here's the regrabs, getting a ton of damage, but still Elkies managing to kill him out of that. That's normally something that's going to go straight to ZeeBee, but we'll see it a lot. ZeeBee will use that double jump back air out of disadvantage. He'll wall jump first and then double jump. My God.
The recognition. It's one thing to be able to hit those combos on stage and know exactly where you need to be. It's a whole other thing to do it all the way down there. Goes for the grab. He knew. Had some shenanigans planned if he had hit that.
Once again, you see ZeeBee with the startup of the Elden Ring, trying to go and end Elkies' life right away, but the neutral B follow-up, no, goes for the reverse back air, meaning that Elkies has another chance at life. Oh, okay.
Nice. Gonna go for the back air again. No. I was wondering if we might see like a down air into an up strong perhaps, but it's gonna just keep going for the nair there.
Yeah, nair up strong also works at this percent on such a fast faller as Maypul. Goes super low, but ZeeBee able to waveland back on the platform, get up attack, resets the situation, and ZeeBee once again able to get out of there, down strong, probably going to be able to get a kill off this. No, read the tech in, but still,
listen,
up B,
you
it
stick
makes
your
it
hand
work.
in the cookie jar, sometimes you're going to get got. Now, Elkies with a mountain to climb here, though, Jet.
Yeah, this is certainly possible, but we've seen how many times ZeeBee has gotten some weird kill confirm, you know, using the nair into up strong, or something like that. Reverse bear, also a big threat. Let's see, up air, no, goes for the fair, probably gonna kill, oh, not quite. Still looking for that, okay, that's the ZeeBee classic. He'll go for the up throw on the rock, up B, and then it resets, falls down, he gets an up strong follow-up.
Nice reset here from Elkies. See how far she can take this. Gonna get the fair here.
Yes!
Goes for the double! That was a stock if he's DI'd, excuse me, if he had DI'd out there.
Yeah.
Elkies had that though. What a call out.
I'm so you know, vindicated the fact that happens.
I was gonna say
happens
you
to
probably
ZeeBee.
feel great right now.
I'm like, yep, I've been hit by that like literally 100 times. So when ZeeBee gets hit by it, it makes me feel a little bit better that it's not just me.
Listen, if you can see a top representative of your character lose to an option that might make your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, weekly just feel like it's just unsurmountable force, you got like, okay.
Yep.
It's not just, oh.
Yeah, that's that. No,
Nah,
never
not that
mind.
helicopter, buddy.
No, I'm kidding. I'm wrong.
We're zooming.
Yeah, ZeeBee not able to secure that stock there, but Elkies gets out of there scot-free, and now though, ZeeBee big damage, gets the middle hit of the up air, so much work to there, and tries to go for a little bit of a read, but he is so deep now. Elkies gets a nair, still able to make it back though, and up strong after the neutral air. So much damage put out by ZeeBee, and forward air barely missing. Oh no. Once again, going so deep, but not getting the connection.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
These two players are such masters of their character. The amount of play that the two of them have had off stage more than on so far this set has been fascinating to watch because you can't even see what's going on. You have to know what is going to happen before it happens.
Yup. Let's see, going for the neutral being kind of crazy to do that at a disadvantage, but elkiies is going to be caught with a grab, just a back throw, no, not going for anything too crazy. Decent amount of percent build up by ZeeBee as he gets marked up once again, throwing onto the block, but going off the bounce, not even going for the tech. Smart by elkiies to get out of there. And the root. Oh, what? What a return hit. Still not going to get the stock. No, he does. No tech from elkiies, and now this is a big lead from ZeeBee.
It was so hard to deal with too, because I believe elkiies actually still had the ledge plant available to her.
Yeah,
ZeeBee just
still could have done it. Oh, fair. No, goes for neutral air, expecting the DI in.
Doesn't get the hard hit of that. I was going to say, I thought that rock pull actually might have been the death of him there, but elkiies ready with that up B. ZeeBee trying harder and harder to get everything back into his advantage.
Yep. Up tilt into up B. That's a great kill confirm on this stage with the platforms up there. It gives you a lot more chance to get up, but now ZeeBee is probably going to get the kill. It's the weak hit of the up strong and the root growing out of the rock.
That's really funny.
Still ZeeBee with the Nair 3 into up air. One of the best kill confirms at those higher percents for Kragg. It's basically a set knockback, and ZeeBee evens up the score. But, I mean, at every point, there is nothing that looks secure at all.
No, I mean, it's such an interesting way to these two players combat everything, because, you know, you have these hard-fought stocks out in the middle of the stage, and then both of them will die sub 50 off the ledge. You know, just these brawls that are going on and off. And, of course, ZeeBee, with the ability to set up these arenas down there with those pillars, elkiies is more than happy to come see him down. Most players would leave him to his business, not her, though.
Yeah. Okay, let's see how we're going to go on this stage. It's interesting, actually, the last one was on Rockwall, because that's normally what elkiies is counter-picking Kraggs to. So this time, though, it worked out for ZeeBee, and now we're on Godai Delta. Just wanting those big side blast zones so you can survive a bit longer. But, oh, okay. Lily coming out to play, and play indeed. Nice little forwarder. Doesn't go for the second one, but now grab into reverse fairy. Yeah, that's just a guaranteed confirm if you catch Kragg sleeping on that rock.
I want to keep an eye on something we saw in the middle of that first stock, though. It's been a couple times now. We saw it Game 2 and now in Game 3 where ZeeBee has had this situation where elkiies has had a parry that he has faked her out on. Yep. I want to keep an eye on if this goes Game 5, if that's going to end up in like a smash attack or something where, you know, potentially could be a set decider.
Yeah, something that you always have to be on an eye out for is your opponent's parry habits. Now, though, let's see how this ledge trap is going to play out. Just getting the mark back on, and now throwing off stage Nair. No follow-ups. Still great position for that pillar. It's not something that you can really contest in that, but just re-wrapping.
A little curious about that upstrong from ZeeBee. A little bit of a misplay there. Leads
he wanted
into that stock, too.
Yeah.
Jumps away from the fair.
Oh, marked up once again. Lots of very, very important to have that mark on, because elkiies is just so incredible at getting those full combos afterwards, breaking the rock and pillar immediately, and the get up attack. Oh, wrapped up, but a trade. Now down tilt, using those rocks in addition to rack up extra percent, and ZeeBee finds himself in such a dangerous position.
Great back air there, very aggressive, but it does get him back for just a second. Did he not touch the ground? What happened?
I don't think he touched the ground.
Maybe
he did, and maybe just dropped too low. I'm not sure. It seemed like he touched the ground, right?
I thought so. I thought so. You know, and I mean, elkiies, to her credit, had basically cut off the other side of that stage. You know, Godai doesn't do you much good if you can't take full advantage of that runway for Kragg to kind of get those combos started. And I'm curious to see how this goes here too. Like, this is obviously a Kragg favored stage, but elkiies, if she recreates that game plan, is going to be able to just cut off a good chunk of this here.
Yeah.
Recovery going to be a lot harder though.
Yeah, I'm a little worried for elkiies. This is the like classic ZeeBee cheese stage. Like he'll hit you with some mix-ups you ain't never seen before. But I mean, right now, very even. We'll see how the punish game goes. Forward air versus forward air, and Kragg goes a little bit low. And nice little double tap, triple, but manages to tech out of there, and elkiies is in the corner. But, I mean, there's a rock in hand. This is a scary position to be in. Still managing to avoid out that rock follow-up.
Dash attack there, leads into these strings again. Oh man, one more up air. You would have most likely seen that up B off the top.
Yeah, using those shards plus the up tilt to defend himself. And now elkiies In a little bit of trouble, but sour spot, yeah.
Yep, that should cover this.
Yep.
Yeah, because what is Maypul going to do when you're that far out?
Yeah, having the tether is going to be super important. But even if you do have it, yeah, we see the pummel there to get rid of the tether. Normally ZeeBee not going for the pummels at all, but that time to remove it is super important.
Going to come through here and actually use all of those hitboxes to avoid Lily. Does not avoid the second time, though. There's that parry habit again.
Oh, big shield damage, almost breaking it. I think that was the idea for ZeeBee, but not going to opt for the tether up into the sky. Trying to get one more hit. Yeah, up and there probably. Okay. Wow, okay, kills either way. I'm not sure what move it was. This is a lot of damage to overcome. And, oh, wow, yeah, that's just true.
About as easy as it gets.
Yep. Sometimes you get baited out by that, and that's one of those parry habits you look at. ZeeBee, a big proponent of just using that turnaround to remove the hitbox, and then it refreshes right after your parry ends. This is big damage. Nope, not getting the second up air.
Nice reset there from elkiies. Gonna come back. Does aggressively come from the corner.
Up and up. Okay. Not what you want to see for elkiies, but hey, kind of what I expected when we went to Air Armada.
Sometimes you're the cheeser, sometimes you're the cheese. Shout out to production cutting back to ZeeBee just in time to catch him laughing at his own shenanigans.
Yeah, you got a little giggle in there.
We do have another Game 5, back-to-back Game 5s here to start things off in our final bracket. If I'm elkiies, I'm probably looking at something like Merchant. I'm probably looking at something like maybe back. Well, I can't go back to Godai, so Merchant's going to be a good one.
Yeah, Firecap is another one that people like to pick in the matchup, but it's tough because sometimes Kragg will just camp you.
I was going to say I would avoid it for that reason alone. We shall see here where our final destination is.
Yeah,
it is Merchant Port, so this is going to be the final spot here. I believe it was for our last Game 5 as well, no?
Yep, you're correct. This was counterpicked by Acorn as well. Nice variety of stages so far. Okay. ZeeBee not able to get a full follow-up on that just because it's starting on the platform. And parry off the rocks. ZeeBee's so good at that. You think the rocks are your friend? You think the shards are your friend? Nah. ZeeBee was born to the rocks. He was molded by them.
Raised by them. See the double back air as we come back to ledge. It's been so fascinating watching the two of them. Normally, you could be a little apprehensive. Maybe you do like ledge dash shield or ledge dash grab. The two of them swinging at the corner. They have never heard the word disadvantage in their lives.
Yup. Okay, this is what ZeeBee is able to escape out of there with the side B cancel. Nice pillarless here for him, but now it's back here off stage. Good DI, gets out of there, doesn't get the follow-up fair. And oh, what the pillar was kind of in the way. Still dangerous position for ZeeBee though, gets wrapped up, and oh, okay, not what I was expecting, and probably not what ZeeBee was expecting either, because that ended up with a horrible DI on the down throw.
Just end up in the blender sometime. That is elkiies' shield very light right now. She is refreshing it with these aggressive options though.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite mechanics, the fact that hitting somebody refreshes your shield a little bit. It just rewards you for aggressive play.
Surprised elkiies doesn't opt for the side swing of that down B there. Going to come back to neutral though. Still hasn't lost too much to ZeeBee now.
Oh, okay. Great situation for elkiies. See, she just opts to plant Lily though instead of punish out ZeeBee, and now Lily's sitting center stage. A potential parry bait. No, not going to connect with it. Big damage with the rock shards.
She said, I'm coming from the corner all the way into the middle of the stage. Not what she was looking for there, though.
Must have been a B reversed neutral B, which she was going for, I think. That would make sense. Yeah, down strong, catches the roll. Trying to refresh the seed. Yep, there's the mark back on.
This is that nair, though. It's going to reset here. ZeeBee rolls into it.
Oh, trying to get the Aether direction on the Lily. Didn't work out. Still has a chance at a ledge trap. Forward tilt off stage, not without the mark. And yes, goes super deep for it. Not going to matter, though. Still has the resources to get back. elkiies with a full stock leading Game 5, Brosa.
Yeah, ZeeBee needs to slow things down here a little bit. Definitely well within his game plan to accomplish that. That's rock combo there.
Oh.
Definitely goes a long way, but elkiies may just end this here.
I thought she was going to go for the double dip. I mean, that would have been the elkies special for sure. Oh, okay. Again, using that up tilt to slide off. I love the idea, but ZeeBee catches onto it so quickly and gets his own big combo to reverse it. Not getting the fair that he wants, but still keeping the advantage state going, and elkies dies off the top. ZeeBee returning to form and returning to an even game.
The skies darken things get tense. Only a couple percent separate these two players right now. And of course, elkiies is going to do everything in her power to keep that Lily over there and that rock just behind it.
Yeah, good defense of the rock. Lily trying to block it out, but a fair, not going for the second one. ZeeBee in a good position to come back. Oh, dangerous spot for elkiies, but she just pops for the rock pull. Reverse bear not connecting. Now ZeeBee with another whiff on the punish game, but not this time. Keeping it going. Wrong direction on the tech, and elkiies gets out of there safely. ZeeBee now down in the depths, but not out.
Far out here. It's the what?
No! Just like that, takes the pillar away. elkiies is going to win Game 5 by a misstep by ZeeBee.
What a snipe there on her part. And you see the sigh of relief. She cannot believe that's how Game 5 ends. You sit there and you play this defense the entire time. ZeeBee thinks he's so safe out there. And then just at the last moment, you snatch that safety away with a well-placed orange of all things. And that's how it goes sometimes. You have these little missteps. They happen. And congratulations to elkiies, one step further, making it into top 6. ZeeBee gonna fall at 7th to join along with Acorn at that 7th place finish. And we're swapping over to winner's side now, Zet. We have a couple of bangers ahead of us.
Yes, but before that, we will be taking a short break, so don't go anywhere. We will be right back with Stango versus CakeAssault.
He would have such a positive record on me.
Yeah,
Because according to Cake, Stango beats the brakes off of him in friendlies.
It's
when
true.
they're practicing and they're offline sets. And then when it comes to the stage, something happens. Whether that's Cake stepping up, whether that's something falling short for Stango, we're not sure which. But as you've mentioned, this is something that constantly we see occurring where it's just, whether it's Game 3, Game 4, Game 5, so far, Cake has been inevitable. We shall see if this continues today, though.
Yeah, and this is something that we haven't seen in quite some time, is the Kragg coming out in this matchup. It's something that, Stango has said that he wanted for a couple specific people, Vibe being one of them and Cake being the other. And this is what's going to come out of it. They played earlier. They warmed up together. Like you said, they play all the time in friendlies, and it was going quite back and forth. So I'm excited to see how this turns out, as they're so familiar with each other. But that can benefit you in some ways and hurt you in others.
Going to use that smoke on the way down, sets up a couple different avenues for some combo extensions potentially towards the top, but it does not matter when that Nair sets up perfectly for that forward air.
Yep, that classic Nair 3 from Kragg, and a great spot dodge on the special get-up means that CakeAssault's going to get a decent punish, still keeping that going. The little dribble, not going to be enough, but wave dash off. I expected a grab there, but not going to happen.
I think Stango was just as surprised as you are that Cake did not opt for something down there on the pillar.
Yep, and a parry into down strong, sends up to the skies. CakeAssault evening it up despite that early deficit.
That was such a crazy reaction time from Cake there, having that parry ready and then just immediately sweeping over with that down smash. Stango surprisingly not quite as ready in that situation. Could have survived that, but now we do see neutral reset. Where do we go from here? Both guys just swinging on each other.
Yep, a lot of floor hugging on both sides, but a double fair, not getting the sweet spot on the second one means that Cake's gonna have a chance to get back. Just kidding. He didn't have the availability of the clone just yet, so he couldn't get to the wall and get the wall jump. And now Stango with a sizable lead in this game, but CakeAssault's an advantage. Just kidding. Parried out, and that's what happens when you know they're happening so well.
And it's one of those things where you're going to see these mix-ups happen a little bit more and a little bit more as the set goes along. I feel like if Stango is to win this set, it needs to be a 3-0, because you have these moments where you can take advantage of these little things that Cake does, and if he continues to go on, I just imagine the adaptation from Cake to just be quite a little bit insurmountable.
Yep, using that double fair. Stango hates that move so much. Every time they play, he's complaining about the forward air, but now just avoiding that out and getting out of the corner. No, just uses a fair, punished out by a grab. Let's see what Cake is going to do about it. Gets the down tilt. And once again, down air sets up really well, but perfect grab of the ledge by Stango, and now he's out of the corner. This is a chance where he can rock and roll.
He's got to get out of here. Does not hold advantage for long enough, though. Cake in a dash back. Gets punished a little bit.
Oh, and a great tomahawk reverse from Stango, and now once again avoiding that with the grab, picks up the rock to his detriment. Now forced to throw it down. The down air back hitbox cleans up the stock, and once again, CakeAssault adapting. It doesn't even take him one game.
You see both of those clones out there, and you're just like, wait, what do I do in this scenario? The two of them just circling around the ledge. Stango pauses for a beat to kind of reassess himself, and as he does, Cake is more than ready to finalize it. We see Frozen, we see Forest Floor banned as well, and of course an immediate pick to Air Armada. Such an advantage for Kragg in this matchup, but can Stango push that advantage on his own?
It's a tough thing to push, and one of the detriments to Kragg is that if you don't quite have as much of the wall to recover, it usually ends up working out worse for your opponent. But every now and then, especially with a spike as powerful as Forsburn's, it's going to be dangerous to be fighting in the corner. We already see Cake trying to utilize that pressure at the side, but hasn't taken a % yet, bro.
Yeah, I was going to say Cake untouched so far. Stuck in no man's land out there, does get to ledge. He's finally going to get an answer. Nice spot dodge, gets the grab, gets a second here. He's got to be able to take this as far as he can.
Yeah, and unfortunately, just as he gets the up throw, the tech on the platform, and he gets sucked away by the other one, meaning no big follow-up. But, I mean, managed to get some even up in %. Still, though, Cake is very close to killing him.
I was going to say, if you're Stango, you're happy with this right now. You get 60, 70%. You're going to get basically towards kill-ish %, right? Maybe like 1 or 2 interactions away.
Yep.
But he just has to play this kind of keep-away game with Cake. That back air, well DI'd by Stango. Going to try to use that platform to his advantage. Does have to pop his own, though.
Yep, and actually disrupting the clone lands. But Nair up strong. That's the way to get it done. We saw it from ZeeBee a ton. And now Stango tries to get out of there, but too slow on the rock to get off the edge. And caped up and hit with a knife. Now back to even.
We are at even, but Cake does have the combust online there. You saw the 3 smoke clouds get consumed here. Will he use this offensively or defensively? Typically, you see it for recovery options, and not a bad one on a stage like this where your recovery is going to be a little bit limited. However, if he's able to keep center stage like this, you could see an early stock because of that too.
Yeah, not a ton of combusting from Cake. We saw him actually finish the last set that he qualified in the top 8 with using the combust, but that might be it on Air Armada. Actually, it's a lot stronger due to the lack of the wall to get back to. So, I mean, we talked about how strong that down air spike is. What about the combust?
Listen, and you notice the fact that he waited for the pillar to be out as well. He knew that by using in that exact moment, it's going to push him off at that terrible, terrible angle, and that was close enough.
Wow, just a rare miss there from Stango on grabbing the ledge, which would have just taken the stock directly away from Cake. But that means that Cake is going to be running away with this game a little bit. Stango has to figure out something soon. A little bit of parry baiting out.
And it's so scary when you've got to get back to ledge, and Cake's got all of that smoke right around that you have no idea how he's going to approach this.
Yep, goes for the down throw. Tries to get something here, but yeah, Forge strong, cleans up the clone, and Cake was just a little bit too low to come back.
Last stocks here, just like we saw game 1. Can Stango reverse fortune here? He's going to have to keep this going. Nice regrab there, gets the special pummel.
That's big damage. Tries to get the read, but a double up tilt into a read on the tech in, but goes for a pummel, and that means Cake's going to get out of there.
No, gets stuck in that side B. Will Cake
Air Armada moment.
Doesn't even have to. The counter pick coming back against him, right, Jet? The Air Armada not being the way here. We see the Olympia switch.
Whoa.
Jackie Peanuts out there somewhere smiling, gets his Olympia in top 8.
I'm a little bit surprised to see this. I mean, it was really close, both games, right? Like,
Game 1, I feel closer than Game 2 personally.
Yeah.
The way that Cake was actually able to use the counter pick to his advantage, you saw with, of course, the combust, and then how the last stock went as well. You know, I feel like if you're Stango and you are 0-8 in sets, something's got to change. And maybe, just maybe, it is the Rat Madoka to do it.
Yeah, we'll see. I remember watching Ion versus CakeAssault at what was it, Smash Camp, and this did not look particularly close. He seemed very, very confident in the matchup. But I mean, Stango plays the character different than anyone else. He always says plays any character different than anyone else, to be fair. So we'll see if this works out. And if anybody knows what character is going to work best in friendlies against CakeAssault, you know, he's played enough.
I will say, though, the way that the way that Forsburn likes to kill in a lot of his matchups does make things particularly difficult for a character like Olympia. She struggles mightily against these horizontal sending hitboxes, and it makes recovery a living hell for her. So your back airs, your forward strongs, you know, it's going to be a little bit difficult if Cake gets those at these higher percents. That fair on the edge going to be very important, though. Gets the... Yes! Listen, don't get it the first time. Go for it the second time.
Yeah,
Cake was not
try
ready.
Again. Yeah, I mean, I think that might have even been true. I think he just, like, straight up couldn't have done anything.
That forward strong going to be enough despite the great DI from Stango into the corner.
Picking up a little bit of percent. The gem dash, such a great way to get in, but Cake opting to stay grounded, opting not to directly fight with it. But this grab out means that Stango could find pretty solid percent here. It's a reverse bear. Not enough, though. And now we're resetting. Cake using that hitbox like a projectile. Oh, okay.
I'll be honest, the way that Olympia fast falls, I don't know if full hop fair is quite the answer. I think the short hop might be the better way, just because she's going to be able to avoid that approach from CakeAssault. He's trying to come in at these high angles with that, and is going to use that down air to his advantage. This will be very close. He should be able to clean this up.
Whoa, you're getting up to the top platform. Something that I didn't expect, and neither did Cake. And now the up air does get some follow-ups, but not enough to get the full stock, and now it's CakeAssault on the aggressive, back to this neutral position, immediately jabbing out that gem every time it comes in, not wanting to get gem dashed on.
Cake has been so good about that too. And I wanted to highlight it earlier. You saw him throw out all this smoke, and before Stango even threw it, he had the F tilt out to prevent his smoke from being cleared on that floor. That is going to be another stock there for CakeAssault, and is one away from sending his friend into loser side for the 9th time.
Yep. Okay, dash stack into fair. Not going to get the connection. And okay, just snags the ledge away from CakeAssault.
Both of them going for the cheese there, though.
Yep. You'll love to see it, but that means that we are on the final stock for Stango. Once again, he has his chance to get this game, but the last 2 times it was Cake who clutched it out.
Now, that short hop fair there, that is going to be great for intercepting Stango's approaches aerially. He's going to be coming in with that nair and sometimes with the up air as well. Getting that out preemptively goes a long way, but I want to say Cake might be too low here.
No, not quite, but that means that Cake is going to trade back and forth. We see the pummel. Still just some damage. Gets the dash attack out. Down air read on the tech. And forward air. Yes, that is the kill. Stango putting himself on the board with the Olympia. And finally getting some momentum going in his favor.
The two of them with the almost synchronized water bottle pulls. Now, you did see for a second there Cake with a little bit of an eyebrow raise after that game 3. Historically, Rockwall, a very, very good stage for Olympia, especially with how those platforms allow her to reset a lot in those combo extensions.
Yep.
We are going to Fire Capital, and not a huge surprise here. Cake is going to use these huge, huge platforms and these huge stage, as well as the giant ends of the blast zones as well, to his advantage. You're going to see a ton of smoke, a ton of defense being played from somebody that is an absolute master at it.
Yeah, and for Olympia, she dies fairly early regardless of the size of the stage. And also, Cake is going to be getting a lot of kills that are just, you know, oh, you're too far to make it back. Like, not worrying about the blast zones being too big. On the other hand, up B for Olympia is going to kill a lot later.
I honestly wouldn't even be worried about it in this matchup. I feel like in most cases they're going to be seeing the fair extensions more than anything else, just because Stango can obviously place that out and push Cake a little bit further away like this, but obviously that maybe getting that fair a little bit further away from ledge next time.
Oh. And let's see, going with the side B to get back to stage. All right, not going to connect just with anything else. Jab 3, that is a disastrous angle with the clone pop, but a great tech means that Stango's going to refresh the wall jump and going to get out of there scot-free. Dead even on percents here. Just looking for their big finisher for both characters.
Drop down with that nair. Stango going to reset to that platform, sending the clone out to harass. Not a huge surprise. Both of them playing super, super patient right now. This is going to be a huge determiner for this game, at least with this first set, because you're going to see both of them just put the brakes on depending on who takes this first stock.
Yup. Finally just opting to get rid of that that gem so he can refresh it in the bottom still, though. Cake eliminating it almost instantly. Up B. Oh, no, okay, not going to get the up air. Up B. Might have been looking for. Still, Cake just playing incredibly grounded. Down tilt back air. Not going to confirm into any more great DI from Cake, but a forward, strong,
Oh
both
my
hits.
gosh.
Gets the job done all the way in the top left, Brosa.
I would like to know what he would have to do for that of not to have killed, because that looked like perfect DI. As, honestly, that didn't look bad either. Both of these guys cleaning these stocks out super early. Cake's going to get a small advantage here at the start of stock 2. Going to floor hug that fair so he does not get there, excuse me, the nair to get that combo started. Misplacement there from that ledge dash, though.
Yeah, it feels like in this matchup specifically, Cake is having a lot harder time getting those extended strings that he got versus Kragg. And now the onus is sort of on Cake to win a lot more neutral interactions, because when Olympia hits, she hits a heck of a lot harder.
Sure.
But Cake is just so good at his defense that he's getting a lot more open ups.
That was actually super smart there for Stango, threatening with that back air while Cake was dealing with the gem.
Yeah, and a high recovery with an aggressive attack means that Cake doesn't get the setup he normally likes. And forward air is still floor hugged. Even at this 50% marker.
That clone just lurking the entire time. Gonna get the dash deck here. Does not get the follow-up though, so no string for Stango. Try to even out this percents.
Yep, just dem dashing up in the sky for no particular reason. But, oh, up tilt not gonna be followed up, actually punished on hit.
It's been a few times now we've seen Cake actually take this backup route when that clone has come out. Stango needs to keep an eye on that because of that moment right there. Quickly shields the clone flop so he does not lose the stock because of it.
Back air.
Sometimes she just drops on back air.
Sometimes. And your opponent isn't ready for it.
Oh.
CakeAssault gets another back air kill, putting Stango once again on his winner's bracket life.
That was a great call and response from the first stock there. Stango had been using the gems on the top platforms there to reset a little bit. Cake getting in the way of that gem dash.
Oh my
However,
God. Yep, there it is. Kills off the
enough.
top. There were 3 times there I thought the combo was about to end, and CakeAssault probably did too, because Stango mixed his DI so hard.
we are in an absolute barn burner. The smoke alone should tell you that, guys. This is covering up the stage. Such a huge advantage for Cake right now, because he really can just control a good 3/4 of it right now.
Gets once again the tech read, and following up even harder. Now 32% on to CakeAssault means that he's going to be in this juicy percent window where these up airs can loop once again. Finding a little bit more down tilt into dash attack. Oh, here it is.
Yep.
Big confirm.
I thought it was going to reset on that top flat. Cake going to try to follow these, though.
Wait, hold on, fair. Sends way off, but it's still enough to live. And we got a dash attack into a big follow-up. Reverse fair, and just enough to get the stock in Stango. Another one on the board. Puts CakeAssault to game 5. We've got 3 in a row. You thought it was going to be over after CakeAssault went up 2-0. Nah, we're here in the final battle of these two titans.
See the adaptions we see here for the final game. There have been some great decision-making from both of these players, but I do want to highlight something you said in the middle of that game 4. Cake is not getting these extended strings, and I feel like that is why we see the Merchant Port pick here, because he's going to be able to reset on these platforms and maybe use how these are laid out to kind of get an extended string, maybe reset with a down air or get a nair into a landing situation and kind of keep these going. Got to do something, though.
Yeah, and from my understanding, the middle platforms are actually like pretty bad height for Olympia's combos comparatively. The side ones are fine, but you don't really have a lot of great ways to follow up off of those ones. Stango might be able to prove me wrong, but that's what I've seen in my matches.
So this is actually something we saw with Terry earlier today. Did not make top 8, but a phenomenal Olympia player using that gem pop actually to control so much space. And that is how this first stock has gone, and is why Cake is at such a deficit. Stango now has gotten 2 or 3 of those. The double clone, though.
Is Terry the one who took Marlon to game 5?
Yes.
Yeah.
But we saw him constantly trap the Orcane in that case in the gem casing. We saw it with the Forsburn here instead. Nice. Waits out the... Ooh.
So low with the back air, but even lower of a drop for Stango means you can just... I mean, the thing about Olympia is she falls so fast that if you fastball, it's just so hard to track her down there. But a beat is whiffed, and weak back air into forward strong. That's the Cake classic.
What a presence of mind to not only DI around and avoid that up B, but then to know I have to hit the weak spot of this back air for this to work. Gonna go just below the clone, or excuse me, below the gem pop there. Cake already adjusting to that game plan.
And that's what Cake is so strong at. Just the adaptation game is second to none. Throwing out the field, almost catching that, but like you said before, He is avoiding it by a hair's breadth, but a forwarder after the down tilt. Love that floor hug to set that all up, and now we are, once again, dead even on these 2 stocks. It is a battle of wits to maintain the advantage.
We talked about how Stango plays characters a little bit differently. He's not really using the gem for movement. It's almost like how Maypul uses Lily instead. You're using it to cut off certain parts of the stage. We see him use it towards the ledge quite a bit there as well. But it's about trapping your opponent. It's about limiting their options for movement and where they can move around. Great floor hug there, but Cake ready for it.
Yeah, and as you said, though, Cake, he's not really using the gem too much for movement.
Did you see that side B to avoid that pop, though?
He went the other direction with it, yeah. But, like, Cake is hunting down, actively hunting down the gem every time it's thrown out, just to take away that advantage for Stango. But I mean,
that false feed almost was the death of Olympia there. You saw him actually try to go for his second forward smash.
Oh man, imagine. Oh, and once again, like I said, Cake is hunting down this gem the moment it comes out. If you get caught in the middle of the gem pop, you are just a sitting duck if he breaks the gem. But
oh my
strong,
god,
taped up, and that's the first time we've seen that all set from Cake.
I was going to say, it looked like the clone pop interrupting the combo may have been a frustrating moment, but Cake quickly understands that he's landing. There it is, finally. I was waiting for the parry on it. You can see the movement from Stango and from the Olympia when she goes to use it. This was the first time, and what a time to pull that out, too.
Yeah, but what a time to get the gem field pop. Sends Cake low, but oh, come on, not like this. Just sends himself to the depths, the down air. I don't know what he was looking for, but he certainly did not find it.
And on Father's Day.
On Father's Day. Daddy Zetter.
Stango continues to be Cake's son. You hate to see it.
Hey, he's one away. He's one away. The do you know about the 10-0?
Oh.
The 10-0 adopting someone?
Oh, no, I didn't.
It's it's often called in chess, where if you beat somebody 10-0 in a first to 10,
right,
you adopt them.
Sure.
So we're at 9-0. We are at 9-0 right now.
Listen. The way I look at Cake in top 8, right? You know, in my mind, not to get fatalist here, but we all die someday, right?
Sure.
Some people just decide to sit down with Cake a little bit earlier, right? It just happens.
Are you calling him the Grim Reaper?
Listen, of Rivals, yes. Yes, especially when he goes into loser's bracket. You've seen the meme format where somebody's knocking on the door. That is a Rivals top 8 graphic. That is what it is. He goes through 1, 2, 3, 4. But
that combo breaker, I remember it. Oh, he was in that loser's bracket, and it was just like, oh, knock, knock, it's your time.
However, guys, as great of a set as that was, as great as a set of all of these sets have been, this is the one that I have had circled personally. This is the one I've been doing a little bit of research on, doing some notes on. This is Luminosity Gaming's Marlon versus Shrug Club Sophilo. This is going to be Orcane versus Zetterburn, and Marlon historically has not done well against Stango in this matchup specifically.
Yeah.
Stango has been working with them a little bit, been talking with CakeAssault. Cake thinks Sophilo is going to win this.
Yeah,
I think at this point, she's got a pretty damn good chance.
I think it's always tough to favor someone against Marlon, but Zetterburn is the character that I think has the best shot against this juggernaut that has won the last few events. I mean, when was the last time Marlon didn't win an event he was at? I think it was Genesis, right? So it's been several months to say the least. And yeah, Sophie, one of her first big tournaments, has had a lot of success online, and I believe got second in the big online Hungry Box R2CS event, and losing to the person we see right in front of us, Marlon.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how this goes because, you know, Sophilo, I'd heard, was pretty nervous about going to a LAN event of this size and of this caliber. Playing on stage can be a little difficult when those lights are bright. You never know how, you know, people react to certain things. So we've seen so far her play extremely well. Went Game 5 with Cheesy to qualify for this winner's side. And obviously having to do that on stage, so not unfamiliar with how this chair feels, with how this setup feels. And it looks like we are adjusting some things on said setup. If we could, my Twitter handle is actually FGC. I've noticed
FGC,
that earlier.
Not FG.
Rosa Fighting Games.
Yep.
But we do hear the music, we are resetting the setup here for us. Yep. And you know, these players know better than anything, man. They know, they can feel just like that little bit of
something
latency,
is
that
even
little bit of
slightly
lag.
off. They're like, no, we need to fix this.
I will give the EOs credit for this. I've heard phenomenal things about all of the bracket setup so far.
Yeah, they've been really, really good. I think the only thing I've had issues with is the sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. So other than that, everything's been really, really nice. But yeah, Sophie beating Caro and Cheesy Potato to make it here. Really dominant set against Caro. And yeah, I mean, this is also Marlon. You know, he's basically not. You know, he's been taken to the brink already though. Terry, like you said.
Terry had him beyond the ropes. It wasn't even on the ropes. Terry had. It really seemed like that was going to be almost dominant in their favor. Marlon pulling out Game 3 and pulling out Game 4 and Game 5, and a pretty big pop-off for a top 32 set, no less. I mean, this is somebody that is open to showing their emotions. We are going to see some player cam reactions for both of these players, no matter which direction this set goes. But we are going to go to Julesvale here to start things off. Got to get that down air. Doesn't get too much. Excuse me. Got to get another shine there and gets that grab. That's what Terry was doing earlier. These step-back grabs have been kind of the bane of Marlon's existence so far today. I'm wondering if maybe she was watching or someone gave her some notes, because we are going to see that quite often, I feel like.
Yeah, the other thing we're going to see a lot is the neutral air from Sophilo. Catching the side B from Orcane is really, really good. Just a super active hitbox. And if you are invincible during it, my God. All right, you know, sometimes you get the combos.
I was going to highlight another one of the things we see Marlon do quite a bit. What is happening? We're going to reset back to 3 stocks to 2 if this resets.
Is it sound?
I have no idea, but like,
Marlon's
if I'm Sophilo, I'm not giving this stock.
I took that stock. Come on.
So what I was going to mention there, habit-wise, and this actually gives us a second to break this down. Orcanes in general, especially Marlon, will use the instant ledge jump back air to not only to threaten from ledge, but also to reset into the center stage as well. That actually was a great call out there, because Sophilo saw him coming down, hits the jab, and gets the up smash, or excuse me, get the forward smash because of it. Reading habits before they're even shown. That is studying. That is homework. That is being ready for an opponent.
Yeah, it's always fun when you see the level 2 gameplay right at the beginning. You know, you don't even need to experience level 1, because you already know that's what they gonna do. And yeah, the wall jump back air is such like the wall jump back air and the wall jump fair. You know, using that bubble butt to get back on a stage is something that Orcanes, they're constantly doing to get out of disadvantage. But the neutral air is such a great counter to that, because you can hit them before it even starts coming out. It's just a whirlwind of death, you know, and it automatically combos into forward air or down air, depending on the situation, depending on the spacing you want.
And speaking of this situation, unfortunate now, where something is going on, obviously, with the stage setup. Marlon, psychosomatic, maybe noticing something with the sound. We're not really sure what's going on.
Yep.
But Sophilo starting hot and now getting iced out because of this. You know, got to be frustrating for her getting onto the stage, getting a first stock against the 1 seed, no less. You know, you're in a position where you want to try to keep this advantage going and keep this hot start. And we're now kind of at the mercy of, you know, whether this is a reset, what's going on. I hear them getting back into the game play.
Hopefully we're... Can we go back to the gameplay?
I think maybe this is just a button check, perhaps. It sounds like a lot of wave dashing.
I hear an up B.
Stepping away from
It sounds like fighting to me. Yeah, they're fighting.
And they did reset. Okay, good. I would not. I don't know if Marlon would have tried to fight to get back to that 0-0 start, but if I'm Sophilo, I'm not giving up an inch on that.
Yeah, so they reset to 2 stocks to 3, and now 132% already on the Zetterburn, and down strong gets the stock, and we are basically back completely to even.
As soon as we can, guys, we will get this back to a full screen as well. Gonna hold down against that bubble. Gonna get this combo started of her own. Gonna keep this string going, gets that dash attack, keeps the pressure. Marlon stuck in the corner, misses that back air, and Sophilo's gonna push off to the other side of the stage. Gonna see the fireball.
Yeah, and trying to use that puddle to confirm into something more, but Sophilo just able to get out of there. Okay, so great forward throw, sets up in the corner, and now the up B just in time.
That was so close.
That was so close to getting
I thought
on the ledge,
Marlon had a brilliant play there. The reverse fair, gonna come back to ledge, get straight back. Sophilo does not challenge the corner.
But Nair into Waveland up air, yep, that's gonna get the stock. Sophie with a big lead now. meaning Marlon has to make something happen, but these tech chases are on point. Up strong, just the tip, but not enough, even with the empowered. But whoa,
Brings
all
that
the way down.
all the way down. You were, yeah, I don't mean to catch you there, but you never see that dive kick come all the way to the floor, not from that height.
Yep, and just a little bit of tickle with it. But now, back here, not going to connect DI in. This time, though, Waveland for the down strong. Such a fast kill confirm. We are back into this final stock.
And
Jump caught out.
That's back-to-back stocks that Marlon's taken with that down strong on that platform specifically. Nice baby dash there, resets the grab, but does not contain this neutral advantage.
Yep, and the sliding shine, so powerful. And yeah, the Nair instantly teched out, though, by Marlon. That's the great counterplay that we see at this top level. And floor hugs, trying to get that out, but floor hugging back the down tilt. And now Marlon sent all the way across stage with that tech. It's a rough spot to be in now, though, but Sophie sent off stage, jump caught out, Nair avoided.
Great pause there from Marlon in the corner. If he had advanced away from that, he would have fallen down. Oh, no. Doesn't even matter what he was going to fall victim to. He falls victim to a fair instead, and Sophie up 1-0.
And it seems like the TOs are talking to these two. I'm not sure what they're talking about, but it seems like that first, I mean, I can't imagine that first game being overturned. Like, this is just going to be 1-0 for Sophie.
And not to mention, we are 4 sets in.
Yeah.
We've had 6 players prior to this who are very, very familiar with what a setup feels like. But like I said, Marlon, sometimes a player to be show these kind of emotions or reactions on camera right now, you can't let that impact the gameplay. And this not to say that it will, but you have to think about, does this frustration build? You're fighting the player, but maybe in his mind he's fighting the setup as well.
And he's talking to himself a little bit right there. You saw him mouth a couple words, and maybe that's just him hyping himself up before this game. But for now, Sophie, she's in control of the stage. No, just turned right around and once again caught out by that droplet.
What a
no follow-up.
Beautiful recovery from Sophilo.
Yeah, the platform there to save her life.
Yeah, I'm actually curious about that because you're going to see her kind of do some of these dive kick cancels, wall jumps, and may be able to use those side platforms to her advantage with that up B.
Yep. And a big forwarder, no puddle on stage. Lit up. Let's see, Nair is teched, but up tilt still follows it up.
I thought that was going to be an up strong instead of the up tilt there.
Yeah, it's tough to catch the up strong in that, just like startup was. But now down tilt resets on the platform and gets the near hit forward strong. I like the idea for Marlon. And now Sophie super low using the wall jump and down air into the down tilt. Up strong. Wow, okay.
Yeah,
empowered it too.
What a conversion there from Marlon. Knew exactly what to do. But Sophilo knew exactly what to do as well. Down tilt shine, up strong. You've seen it once, you've seen it a million times, but it is so good for Zetter.
And speaking of good for Zetter, that up air shield drop is a very powerful tool when you're being pressured on the platforms. And now just tracking all of these defensive options coming out of Marlon, but now he's in the driver's seat, catches the roll to the left, up tilts left and right, but up strong basically at a disadvantage, and suddenly Sophie has Marlon all the way on the other side.
I tell you, if Marlon was in the driver's seat, that up strong is a deer in the middle of the road. Sophilo demanding that she get her turn.
Nair off the stage, not going to get much out of it. Now catches the tech in. Multiple times we've seen Sophilo tech to the left on that platform when she lands on the right side. And it might be a read that Marlon can take big advantage of.
I hope everybody at home can hear the roar of the crowd. We are in and amongst so many different setups, so many different finals here on Sunday as well. This is what CEO is all about, the best of the best competing, and you cannot let the crowd noise come into an effect there. Marlon with a surprise get-up attack option there, and Sophilo more than ready and is now up a stock here in Game 2.
Yeah, but it is a tenuous stock at best, 148, and we know that Marlon is very capable of securing it with just a Nair or
get-up
attack. All right, just hanging on the ledge for slightly long enough.
7% as the storm grows, as the seas get choppy. The game knows we're in a tense moment, and so do these players.
Up air chain, we get 3, we get 4. Huge damage already onto Sophie. That is a big combo starter, but let's see how she can answer back. Waveland on gets the grab, but Marlon able to get out of there for how long as Sophie re-picks up the combo twice.
She has guessed right so many times in this game. And those, oh, big damage here.
That's so dangerous. Okay, but still a rare miss there. Marlon just doing an air dodge in place. Actually winds up with Sophie getting a huge combo and lighting Marlon on fire. Oh, the grab goes for the up throw in a fair.
Sophie, you have to close this out. You saw the spot dodge there from Marlon getting nervous. What a shine.
So much damage, but there it is, the crouch cancel on the fireball
Get away
off
from
ledge.
that, get away from that puddle.
Oh, yeah.
I thought she was going to land on that again. I was like, please no. There's the back air from ledge.
Yeah, I like that Sophie just opted to sit back and let Marlon come back to ledge because she knew she was winning the battle in the center of the stage, and she is up 2-0 on the #1 seed.
And what presence of mind to have that perfect shield dead middle of the stage and then react directly into the shine up strong. That has been the bread and butter here. 2-0 on Marlon. This man is leaning closer and closer to this screen, and he is getting closer and closer to getting eliminated here. He has to find an answer. Will he find it on Rockwall? Going for the leopard shark approach here. I like blending in with your stage. Maybe a little bit of a visual mix-up here.
Yeah, Sophie,
oh,
though, she is not perturbed at all, able to get a nice 42% off the rip, but let's see how Marlon answers back, gets the tech chase, and oh, Sophie once again caught out. Marlon going for the deep nair, teched. Once again, though, I mean, it's just so difficult to deal with. Your opponent just immediately teching. Once they've hugged the wall, like, what are you even going to do?
And now we see the reset here. I'm curious, though. I'm curious. These platform layouts, very good for Zetter. Obviously, if we get the up air strings going. Great jab there to interrupt the ledge grab. That was crazy spacing.
Yeah, the down tilt was interesting instead of the forward tilt. I think it's a little bit of a DI mix-up because if you're DIing in for forward tilt, you'll get comboed off a down tilt and vice versa.
I think Marlon could have just held there, but I mean, going to close out the first stock regardless. 60%, not doing too bad, but obviously Rockwall, a little bit more unique stage when it comes to these blast zones. Has to be careful here that he doesn't get caught up in a shine up strong or a back air up strong as well.
Yep, not catching the read on the bubbles, but now Marlon once again, this floor hug on the fireball off ledge has netted him a ton of percent, but a double fair puts good position, but it's when you're all the way on the other side with the puddle, that means you always have a get out of jail free card. F-Strong not going to work out. Reading the wrong tech option.
Look at the hidden missiles droplet right there from Marlon. He comes out with the nair as well, following the TI in. Just a damned if you do, damned if you don't recovery from Sophilo there. Knows the damage is going to extend and does not close out the stock yet, but is very close here.
Yeah, just a roll up. Easy peasy as Marlon dodging out the invincibility with the bubble, but so good at just resetting that. But the shine lights you on fire, and the forward throw is enough to get the job done. Sophie still down a stock, but I mean, this is certainly doable.
Gonna have to get seated again. When she has been coming in with these aerials, Marlon has been ready for it, but a little bit of fireball approach, a little bit of down tilt approach as well may go a long way for her.
Yeah, and okay, up air change. Oh, this is so dangerous. Once again, catching out the double jump with the droplet, but not gonna get anything out of those bubbles, just some damage as the floor hug, once again, every single time, fireball, not even going for the parry, just the floor hug, and it just means a bigger punish from Marlon.
We haven't seen much of a grab game from Sophilo here in Game 3, and that may be to Marlon's plan, right? You see him with these little dashbacks, gets away from the Zetter. Oh my god, that's going to be enough to do it.
Yeah, the absorbing of the puddle as you slide in with the down strong means it has enough distance to get all the way up to that platform and get the kill. Kind of a commanding victory there for Marlon compared to the first two. Sophie, you know, she barely eked by, but that one was a solid 2-stock by Marlon.
Now, we have the counterpick battle here. Marlon is going to have to play on Sophie's stages for the next 2 rounds. I wouldn't be surprised to see Hidojo, and yes, she goes over there immediately. Triplats, wider blast zones, going to recover from the shenanigans of Marlon at the ledge a little bit longer, and that's got to be the game plan here.
Yep. Picking up a nice little check chase. Once again, Marlon's so adept at getting a couple grabs off of that, and now, once again, gets the jab reset in a huge damage combo. Sophie managed to get out of there with a flip, but all right, she answers back now. Let's see what the combo is. Marlon, however, able to get a defensive option out.
Yeah, right now, Sophie's just getting these 1 or 2 pieces. Marlon is usually getting about 3 or 4 every time he gets a hit in and a win in a neutral. Got to figure this out here. This is a bad situation, though.
Yep. Yeah, the down air into the down strong. Even the puddle there for a little extra gusto. That time not getting the full hit confirmed onto the bubbles, but this is just a disaster right now as Marlon is just taking Sophie for a ride.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like a DI change or if it's just a positioning change, but Marlon really having a command of neutral right now from both games here now back-to-back.
Yep. Okay. Able to find a nair into it up to. Oh, that was, I think, a little bit of a mistake, but it's actually going to work out for Marlon, who once again gets the down air off the ledge, invincible down strong.
Oh, good down tilt there, and that back air may be just enough to do it here. Just grab a ledge, and gonna come back, but
yep,
listen.
That's the classic, the down air off ledge. It's invincible too, so you can just use it with the timing from that, but forward strong. All right. Find something, but Sophie needs a whole nether one of those to come back into this game.
Good fair spacing there, but Marlon gonna reposition on shield, gets the grab, and takes a little bit more percent because of it too. Finally see a grab from Sophie, the first one I feel like we've seen in a couple games.
Yeah, big damage, but I mean, just as big. Answered back from Marlon. Lots of small pickups. We have the forward air. Okay, now tech chase once again, up throw. This time the bubbles are correct in the double up air. This is one of the scary parts about taking Orcane to the stages. The up airs just juggle you so hard, but the same could be said about Zetterburn, who packs a punch.
We are, yes, I was going to say, probably 1 or 2 hits away. Whoa, we need to switch
back
back.
to the game.
We have a whole other stock left, guys. We are not quite ready.
Hey, but that was a cool little visual on Marlon. I mean, we saw him, a little bit angry at that.
Sophie missed a grab on a tech chase. Has to come back to stage.
Tilt down strong, not enough.
Air dodge to get back safely. Has to get back down into neutral, though. Yep, Marlon going to use that water droplet there, but here we go. Sophie really one string away here, Jet.
Up air? No, it wasn't enough. I thought we were going to see a fair, but
Jet,
up air,
Jet,
down air. The puddle's still there. Can he switch over to it?
He has to.
No, Sophie's
Yes,
going to cover it.
Yes,
Sophie covered it, but the up strong.
And he does it!
Marlon falls to Sophie, who takes it. No game 5 needed. Down 3 stocks to 1. Does not matter.
Sophie knew she had checkmate. Throws him off stage, runs across, and not even with the fire, just the up smash, the spirit burns. That is Sophie punching her ticket into winners finals of CEO. What a set.
Wow.
Woo!
Great work from Sophie. Shout out to NorCal making that happen, baby. And that is our #1 seed fallen to losers.
God, I wish we had an ad break after this. We got one more. I need to walk that one off.
All right.
That was a banger. And like you mentioned, even with the production switch mid-set, you saw both of these players
Marlon's
reacting.
emotions. Oh my God!
He's
when
like,
he
this
died
is bullshit.
to that
Why did I
upstrong,
die
he
to
was
this?
like, he slammed his hand on the table. I don't blame production for thinking that was over because it looked like he thought he
Right.
lost the set.
And then the same thing happens. He loses the stock to the upstrong on the other side of the stage. Just phenomenal play here in this top 8, man.
Wow.
This is what we were talking about. This is
peak Rivals 2, baby.
It's so good,
There's
man.
nothing like it. And yeah. And after all that, we have another set to play before we go into back into the winner's side. We have Stango versus Ant. Ant, I mean, just barely clutching it out over Acorn. Had that game 5 nail biter of a set, but he has Daddy Zetter to contend with. Stango on Father's Day.
This should be a really, really good set because, of course, Ant had to make it past a Zetter to get to this point.
Yep.
Is already warmed up in the matchup. Stango coming off of playing not Zetter, my correction here.
Yeah.
Playing Kragg and the Olympia of the 2 characters in that match against Cake. So I'm curious to see what we see Stango do here.
I think it's gonna be Zetter.
Yeah, probably.
Because Kragg into Ranno is kind of rough.
Yeah.
I mean, the Olympia was playing hot, so it's possible we see that. But, did you select Kragg?
I didn't see, to be honest with you. I think he's double checking.
Do you think Acorn asked? Do you think Ant asked Acorn to warm him up for Stango after beating him? They're both Florida locals.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's a ton of Zetters out here in the crowd. You know, it's tough to be like, hey man, GG's.
By the way,
you want to warm me up real
quick? Can we warm me up for the next set? I gotta play Stango.
Shout out to Stango using the Guy Fieri. Listen, The Rivals team continues to outdo themselves with these skins. I was not expecting a Flavor Town Zetter, but I'm glad we have it.
I love that he throws burgers, man. That's the funniest part.
Dude, I did not think, like, Chef Lock, like, they hit peak with Chef Loxodon right at the beginning, and I was like, okay, well, it's going to be hard to top this. And they stayed in the culinary world with the Flavor Town, man, and it looks so good. I saw you pulling up the record earlier. What have these two players done so far?
Yeah, so one match they have played, it's been quite some time, though. It was Supernova last year where Stango took it 3 over Ant, but I mean, Ant's a different beast nowadays. Like, it's really hard to compare results from the previous year, especially before the game was released when it was in beta. The game is so much different.
I was going to say, not only is the game different, these players too, man.
Oh, yeah. And the characters and the players. I mean, Ant has received some major level ups between now and then.
They played this matchup twice on this stage here in their first stock, winning one, losing one.
Yep.
Stango using that verticality like we discussed at the beginning of this top 8 block. That is why Zetters like this stage, because you just get to reset on that top platform. You have so much room, and Zetter has so many tools to cover so many escape options.
Yeah, and I have to say, I feel like Stango on this stage is an absolute disaster to deal with. He is the number one verticality player I've seen. He always talks about the up moves. The up moves are so good. The up air, the up strong. Yeah, and he loves his combo extensions onto these platforms.
Dang, Ant breaking the ankles a little bit there. Nice needles, but cannot cover ledge in time. Gonna see the forward air.
Oh, the needle boost.
Ooh, all right, we're moving.
Yeah, keeps it going, but unfortunately the Nair sending the wrong direction, and that means Stango, with his feet firmly planted on the stage, has a chance to, run away with this lead.
What a grab there. Immediately reads that neutral get up.
I think he read the SDI in on that one and is going to get punished for
went
it.
so damn far. Holy shit. From one corner to the other side platform, leading into that first stock loss for Stango. And an aggressive approach, to say the least.
Yeah, let's see what he goes for here. And has to find a good opener without getting floor hugged. It's relatively difficult for our Frog man. He usually goes for needles or grab. Forward air could also be an option, but I like that hit fall there into the grab. Leads to something, but shielded out.
What a perfect shield there from Stango. Oh, all right, Ant.
He breakdanced over the upstrung.
Ant cheating a little bit.
Spinning on his head. Why not?
Shine. Stango thought that the tongue was going to reach the stage and then obviously bring him into that upstrung. There is the counterplay.
Oh, man. Yeah, so Ants has been using that instant tongue multiple times to get a ton of just getting back to the ledge every single time he techs. But this time, Stango's ready. Double forward tilt. And that move is messed up. That move is like a forward strong for Zetter.
Listen, there's a lot of moves that Zetter that make me go, huh. That's interesting.
Did I say second? I think I mean third. He got forward air too.
We see the fireball into the ledge there to try to block Ant from coming down there and affecting him. However, Ant has played this stock extremely well and has brought back this game after Stango kind of ran away with it at the first stock.
Yep, and using those needles plus the edge cancel to put 4 stacks of poison on Stango. Let's see how much damage he manages to do with that. Usually you try to use Nair to get it off, but let's see. Oh, could have got a parry there, but Stango not in the right direction. Still.
Nice TI away there, and from Ant, going to avoid those combo extensions in the down air that Stango's looking for. Has to be careful, though, because while he's playing on these side platforms, Stango is searching out for another empowered strong attack.
I mean, we all know what happens when you get hit with a shine, but Stango might not have the chance. Ant covering all of his tech options, and up air falls up in a little bit of a whiff, and that might be it. Another mistake from Stango, though, leads to an edge guard. We see a flip in the perfect spot. Ant expecting the high up B, Stango not giving it to him.
Ant loves that down strong at the ledge there. It has paid dividends, not just in this set, but in his first set as well. Gets all the way away from that shine there.
Yeah,
gonna jump away from the second fair.
And Stango unable once again to find this follow-up. Nair into up air, not getting the waveland on the top platform, but a weak fair doesn't do the trick. And Stango has to get a forward strong to end it off. No fire needed. A little swipe to show you he means it.
That was such a great little play there from Stango at that corner. Threatens the shine right around the ledge like we have seen from him several times.
Yep.
Instead, opts back for the stage. Ant not seeing the level 2 or maybe even the level 3 gameplay at this point. Opts for the dive kick onto the stage, leaving him very vulnerable there, playing right into Stango's hands. But just like we saw in Ant's first set, he is going to run this back and try to recreate the same results that we saw against Acorn earlier. He did even up the set and lead into a Game 5 win by winning on this stage. Can he do that again against Stango?
Yeah, clearly likes this stage a lot. Stango, though, seemed to show incredible proficiency with it in the first couple stocks. However, as the game went on, it seemed like Ant was taking more and more advantage of it. Little chomp. And now, let's see these vertical kill confirms. Not able to get up to the top platform, which means Ant is able to land. But, yeah, edge cancel not working out, and that means Daddy Zetters come out to play.
We have a free combo at this point, man. You have to be careful with your movement options. Of course, that remains its own saying here in this game. But, you know, Stango, of all players, is going to blow you up for even the smallest mistakes.
Yep, and speaking of small mistakes, not able to cover the highest position there on the recovery. But a down tilt for down tilt, and Fair catches the DI in. Now, Ant, this is where he makes a ton of money all the way across. And
oh, that is going to be a stock
not
here.
Enough.
Yeah, I mean, we saw him kind of push further and further and further away, but then the reverse hit actually sending Stango at an impossible angle for Zetter to deal with. And Ant has an advantage here.
No, not able to get the parry. Great Needle Storm. Get a little extra damage out, but an up strong covers that once again. I think maybe going for the edge cancel, but that was a tough one to hit.
Yeah, I think edge cancel or not, Ant was going to lose to that up strong there. Stango, very wise with his placements. Most Rannos are going to go for those angles on those platforms to not only, of course, get the ledge cancel, but also just regain center there.
Yeah, it puts a big hitbox out too, so it's sort of difficult to contest. And also, you can come off that corner with a needle, and that just combos into grab and to imagination.
Great floor hug there. Ooh. That is going to be another stock here for Ant.
Not necessarily.
No, that low, man.
Snags it. If there was an air dodge, there was a chance for a mix-up, but sure. not without it.
Now a stock away from evening out this set. You know, you got to wonder, Ant, obviously a pretty good adaptive player. We saw a Game 5 win for him the last time. Now we see it. You see the ledge cancel into the jump to this middle platform, and he's stuck in the corner here. Needs to continue this advantage on this second stock, though. Great auto cancel nair.
Oh, Stango hunting for a little bit more, gets the double shine on. His down tilts are just trying to set up for this killing blow. He loves the down tilt into up air chains, but it's not going to be enough just yet. Still looking for it. So safe on shield, very difficult to deal with. But Ant has now found his opening, and he gets a lot out of it. Forward throw off. Oh, that was probably a missed. Yeah, that was a missed flip. I don't think he meant to do the fireball, because I just put Stango so low that Ant was able to clean that up, and now I don't know what to say. There's something about Ant's second game on Hodojo. He's got something locked in for that.
Listen, that was great recognition, because yes, there was a fireball super low, and then Ant drop zones down there and realizes I can do back air, I can do forward air, I can do nair. Pretty much anything else would have cleaned it out there. Stango actually opting for the character switch after the Game 2 loss. I don't think the Zetter was doing particularly poorly. I just think maybe a change of scenery was in place here for us. But we do see him thinking, we have him considering where to go with the Kragg. I wouldn't be surprised to see Air Armada, maybe? What do you think?
I don't like Air Armada versus Ranno. You need the wall. The wall is so important. Yeah, that's a stage that I think you might get counterpicked two as Kragg.
Really? Okay,
yeah,
I stand corrected.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it depends. Different people have different values in the matchup, right? But this is just a nice little stage. It gives you a lot of space to get these up air combos, and like I said before, up moves good, and especially with Kragg, the up tilt, if you can get it into these up airs, we know that Stango loves to keep the combos going, and the pillar, oh man, the pillar combos. He's making a pillar out of his hitboxes. Yeah. Oh, nair, good DI.
As they may say, that ain't Falco.
Up there, no, just a fair.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, either, right? You have your choice.
Yep, true.
That high up at that percent.
Yeah, and looking really good on the Kragg. A little bit surprised to see it out there, but I think the way that the set was playing out, Stango wanted a little bit more control over his own fate, and as Kragg, you get a lot more chances to fight than as Zetter.
You get a lot more chances, but I think that some of the minor things we were watching in Game 2 are going to be better for the Kragg. So what Stango was doing in the middle of that game was doing these little like wave dash backs into the center stage and waiting for Ant's approach options out of the corner. We haven't seen the greatest offense for him in those cases. So we've already seen that here in this first stock as well. It's what led to these combo strings, and it's just going to keep doing that now for Stango as well.
And he is well on his way to a 3-stock victory, just showing off that he knows exactly what Ant wants. A parries it out, and yeah, you got to be careful when you're trying to floor hug a get-up attack there, because Kragg's can definitely do even more. Oh man, he is just all over Ant right now. Another parry attempted, but this is big damage.
Listen, it keeps up like this. The kids at home aren't the only one calling Stango daddy at this point. Jeez Louise. Oh my god, I thought he was getting another down air.
Yeah, you could even get like a waveland down strong or something like that in that spot. Now the first edge guard scenario for Ant. Let's see what he's going to go for. Just the back air. Still another chance to come back, and a little bit of a fake out. I love that up B usage.
And that's such the difference here between the Kragg and the Zetter as well. Ant actually had the double back air off stage, which would have been enough for the Fire Lion. However, the big old Rock Beetle is going to survive that pretty easily. And it's just going to finish this off with it. No, not quite. Excuse me.
Yeah,
oh,
gets the up
ZeeBee.
air. Yeah, the ZeeBee classic. Even waited for another extra one.
And the up air does the trick. And Ant smiles a little bit. He's like, all right. I kind of got wrecked there.
You got me.
Let's do it again. I think I got something.
I want to lend some credence to what you were saying as we're going into that game 3. The first stage that Stango banned was Air Armada.
Yep. Yeah, you don't want that in that matchup. It's rough. You need the wall is so important.
I mean, listen, if you don't ever go off stage, does it really matter?
Yeah, I mean, Ant had exactly one chance to edgeguard Stango that entire game. Oh, up combos? No, not going to get the second up tilt. That's too low of a percent to really get that one, but big damage coming out. Oh,
Ant, a little greedy with that, but I like it.
Yeah, it works if on certain DIs. I think it's pretty much true on certain DIs. But okay, going off and fair. Not going to get a second follow-up, and I feel like Ant had a little bit more juice in the tank to go for a bigger edge guard there, but I was a little bit afraid.
I think he ran off instead of jumping off the first place, because that way there wasn't a second fair. Because I too was like, wait, here comes a second fair. That should be a stock on Forest.
Yeah. Oh, big potential for damage, but the tech is right, and down strong is the way to finish it off. On fast fallers, you can do a lot of combos into the down strong.
I was just thinking that, man. I was like, man, that fall speed's such a detriment right in that situation.
Yep, Rock though leading to a lot here for Stango. Perfectly spaced on the up B means Ant gets out of the corner safely, and this is a chance for Ant to get a big lead right now.
Nice.
Oh, this is a lot of damage.
Just barely sneaks around that fair. Oh my god, the fair spike in the corner there.
Yeah, okay. Needed one extra step. You could also just reverse fair there, but, you know, back air works too.
See the dash attack off the down throw. Gonna try to get some. I'm surprised that pillar didn't interrupt his ledge grab.
Yeah, it's a little weird. It's a little weird in that spot. Sometimes you'll just end up with an invincible ledge grab right in the middle of your pillar, and it looks super awkward.
Old shield. Resets back down. Ant gonna use the nair out of shield there. Nice needle boost. Tries to continue this offstage pressure. What do you think he's doing differently as far as this matchup goes? Because it really feels like he's got a stronger advantage in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think a big portion of it is just how he's been avoiding the big starters. Like, we haven't seen up air chains, and up air chains are the way in this matchup where you just have the most damage from Kragg. So I think just Ant's defensive capabilities have been a lot better, which has given him more time to get offense, right? Like, if you lose less interactions, you're going to get a lot more wins.
Yeah, it's not just the NBA. Defense wins championships, especially in fighting games. What a beautiful grab there off of the pillar. Same situation we had seen earlier. Did not get the punish on it. Was ready this time around. And is getting very close to sending this to a game 5.
Yeah, sends offstage with the throw. And, yeah, down throw of the Rock catches that second part of the dive kick. But not enough to get the stock until the forward throw. It's catching you sleeping on the DI a little bit. And now we are last stock on this game 4. Stango has sort of brought it back a little bit, but I mean, the way Ant's been playing this game, it looks so nice. Big damage in the corner. Pillar is used, but Stango somehow getting out of there barely, and this is his chance to shine. No, doesn't get the follow-up, just a shield out into a grab.
Okay, gonna see the fair here. We're gonna reset. Following him all the way out, Jet. That down tilt probably would have spelled death for Stango, but quickly regrabs ledge and returns back to neutral on the stage.
Yeah, Stango's so afraid. He's been sitting in shield a lot this game, but up air not getting the hitbox he wants, and an air dodge out from the needle into fair. Smart from Stango, gives him another chance, but he only gets maybe 1, maybe 2 here.
That spot dodge was
that could have been a Dacus.
all of that pressure from Stango, and Ant just holding center. Gets the grab here. TI's out. Great fair.
Oh, hit ball the fair. I think he maybe thought that the pillar was still there.
Yeah.
Because he did the up B that grabs the wall but doesn't create the pillar, and that still destroyed it. So unfortunate for Stango. We've seen him do that multiple times actually, where he'll go for a fair fastball right into the pillar just to save him, but sometimes it ain't there.
I love this shot from production here, going and swinging around to both players. Stango kind of looking like Eminem on stage right now.
Okay, good. It's Kragg. It's Kragg. Wait, any counter pick to the stage that Ant counter pick to?
Yeah, man.
I don't know.
I want to highlight something you said in that last game. You know, the shield usage from Stango significantly higher, and I feel like that has to do with the size of this stage. You know, the fact that you are constantly under pressure from a lot of different things that Ranno can do. I just don't know.
So deep.
He's
That's
dead.
the stock.
Ant-Man, listen.
Hold on.
Anthony Edwards ain't the only one, buddy. You got an Ant-Man right here, now 2 stocks away from upsetting the 3 seed in this tournament.
Once again.
Ooh, okay, calm down.
And especially after getting 3 stocked by the Kragg the first time it came out. Like, this is
that was a
huge
beating.
difference.
Pairs in place here. Stango not going to cut it right now, man. You have to find a way to break this offense.
And with that actually massive mistake, might lead to his death. It was the difference between a stock in his favor and a stock in Stango's, and now that Super Saiyan percent is Stango returning in form. He gets a grab, goes for the dash attack at super low percent. That hasn't worked out for him multiple times. Let's see what he goes for this time. Another 4-hug on the forwarder. That was how Ant started with the big stock.
Oh my God!
But wait.
Ant-Man, you are playing on a different level right now. The recognition to use the fair spike that low, do you not realize where you are right now? This is final stage at CEO. You are risking it all, my man.
But hold on, Stango. He doesn't care either. A down air sets up so low, but it's not enough to get the stock. Ant has another chance at life, and you do not want to give this man multiple chances because he's going to wobble you into oblivion. Whoa, oh no. That couldn't have been an intentional rock pull.
Right near there,
Reverse
goes
fair.
for the reverse fair, yeah.
Woo! Okay, we are on last stock game 5. How many times have we seen this in a row, Brosa?
Every single set but one, Jet. This has been a phenomenal top 8 in this match, no other. Let's see the grab here. Goes for the jab, doesn't get the up tilt, not close enough.
Oh, and the guessies here are working out in Ant's favor, and that's it! Ant has figured it out, and he has moved on. That is Florida in top 5.
Look at the pop-off from not only him, but from the people in the crowd. This is the power-up of being in front of your home crowd, in front of your people here at CEO. That is a crazy upset, one after another here. Sophilo in winners finals and Ant in top 5. Betters be damned. You have no idea how this bracket is actually going to shake out until you see it.
Stats person, I need to know what the average death percent was for Stango in that game 5, because it looked like it was set 60, maybe 70.
It was
so low.
He died. The fair spike was at like 65, 66.
Yeah.
Then chasing out with that other fair to push into the side blast zone.
Brutal.
Just unbelievable recognition. And Ant, maybe the best adapter we've seen so far today.
Yeah, getting 3 stocked and still winning the set. I mean, what a showing by Ant, going completely off the rails. But we have to take a quick break.
Listen, production cannot handle these game 5s. We can't handle these game 5s. I know you guys want more, but give us just a second. We got to pay the bills, guys. We will be right back with more top 8 action here at CEO.
See you soon.
Elkies, no stranger to this stage either. A little surprising, of course, to see Marlon down here this early. Has to now play through Elkies. A little bit of a break for him that Stango went out to Ant like that, because not the best record versus him, though.
Yeah, it definitely would have expected if Marlon played against Stango. Stango would have been the victor, but for now, we're going to have to see how Elkies does. This is a matchup that has not occurred before, so I'm really excited to see how Elkies does. You know, they both have been at the top echelon, but just, you know, avoiding each other.
Shifts in the night. So we're going to go to Godai game 1. Pretty neutral stage for both of these characters. Obviously, you're going to be able to use these walls to your advantage in some of your recoveries, but you're going to see them both do a lot of similar things. The rising back air from ledge to regain space, regain neutral perhaps. But you're going to see some aggressive options as well from Elkies.
Ooh.
Just like that with that fair. The nair there,
damn.
crazy string.
And she ain't done. She's still going for more.
sets that Lily up. But one of the things that you always have is that safety net on the other side for Marlon. And if you aren't getting that ledge trap on the right side, you might not be able to get the stock. But now, throwing it off, tries to get the down tilt, but an air dodge through for Marlon means that elkiies is going to have to reset once again. Down tilt, there. Oh, goes with an air in the other direction, but still keeps the combo going and gets the mark back on. elkiies, however, hit by the back air that you talked exactly about. Oh, but floor hug means no confirm.
Too high of a stage. Listen, a couple more days, that probably kills.
True. Now, dash attack onto the wall, and oh, okay, this is a really bad spot for elkiies. Yeah, just a roll up from Marlon means that elkiies needs to even this up by getting a big confirm right here. That should be it.
Listen, you ask and you shall receive. elkiies ever vigilant for those opportunities.
Yep, and the parry on both Lily and elkiies at the same time. Just an up throw though. No big damage, but this should be something for elkiies. Gets the dash tech, but unfortunately, Marlon was able to get grounded and get the tech out. So, that tech chase. Marlon, big damage once again on elkiies. See how elkiies answers back, trying to pick up a lot more from this, but once again, elkiies
Nice.
they're both just so fast with the movement, these grounded speed demons.
Well-spaced aerials is going to be the name of the game for neutral in these between these two people. You know, elkiies is going to use that kind of like semi-spaced back air to hope that Marlon maybe inches further and further. Marlon is going to be using both the bubble as well as a couple other options, and that back air of his own perhaps to kind of control space in his own right. Going to use that up air to close out elkiies' second stock, and after what was a pretty even first stock, Marlon with a slight advantage here going into perhaps the winning stock for game one.
Yep, and once again, still wrapping up a ton of damage. Double fair does get the stock, and elkiies evens it up. Great work by her to reset now, and once again, the mark is on, and elkiies is tracking down a lot of Marlon's defensive options in this last stock.
I'm sure she meant to wave dash, but the roll away there provided the same sort of security that she was looking for. Gonna reset here, Lily in the corner.
Yep, down tilt's not enough to get any follow-up, and the dash tag out of the corner means Marlon is going to be back into it, but elkiies wanted it all, going for the wrap.
Yeah, the wrap there probably would have evened out percents. You see the mark still on there. Probably not going to need it just yet. Oh my gosh, what a recognition there from Marlon. Great down special.
Yeah, the down smash covers so much.
Thank you.
And, oh, okay, another one all the way off the side. And elkiies able to snag the ledge out from underneath Marlon. Wrap up, tries to go for the pummel, but actually the pummel break into the miss grab means that Marlon is going to be our victor for the first game. elkiies, though, keeping a pace pretty much the entire time.
Yeah, that dash attack there, I don't know if that was intentional. Maybe after the grab break, it's had a buffered input perhaps, because she dash attacks into the corner, stuck in that end lag, leading to that down strong. And we just run it straight back. Not a huge surprise, to be honest. It's looked pretty comfortable for her. And then the way that the stage itself is condensed to where she can use that downward special to get back into center and obviously challenge a little bit as well was very important to her in this first game.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, going for a down strong to cover that whole big area that elkiies likes to back air from. I mean, like you said at the beginning, they both like to do the wall jump back air, and if you can cover it with a huge hitbox, you're going to be beating it out.
Great dash attack there into the re-grab. Not going to go for double fair. Can't quite get to ledge. Going to lose a little bit of advantage here.
Yeah, and a huge amount of damage. That Nav Strong also doing great work. And Nair sends back on the stage, and forward strong does not connect. Reading the tech in place, but elkiies able to reset the situation. And now up air, big damage, and actually gets the kill.
Yeah, it looked like elkiies had the right DI, but maybe not quite enough there.
Yep, resets with the mark on now, but Marlon gets the grab. Once again, though, not getting the read on the correct direction of the bubbles. Let's see what elkiies goes for. Yep. Nair fair, and not even enough time to use the puddle.
Yeah, and that was all based off the fact that elkiies actually made it back to ledge first. We saw that a couple times in game one where it did not quite work out in her favor. Those dash attacks on shield have to be very careful because you are giving Marlon everything back. It is his turn after you miss that dash attack.
Yeah, you can get pretty much any punish off of the dash attack on shield. You have to be super wary of that. Marlon just looping back and forth with these killer combos into the up strong. Yep, that's a lot of control relinquished by elkiies, but now she's got her paws back on this fish. Can the Pirate Hunter find his prey?
I mean, you'd think in like actual lore this would work out pretty well, but Tough one there from elkiies. That is going to be going down 0-2 to Marlon.
Yeah, Marlon, it looks like the confirms were just a little bit more on deck for him. We had a couple nice strings from elkiies like that Nair Fair, but Marlon just a lot more consistent with getting the killing blows. The strong attack confirms as well as the edge guarding with them looked really, really polished. elkiies, though, I mean, I don't know. I feel like she had all of the pieces, just not at the right times.
And we're going 3 for 3 here in these games, straight back to Godai. We're playing on arguably one of the more neutral stages, especially in this matchup. So, you know, elkiies does not feel that the stage was the problem. Some minor mistakes on her part. We'll see how this goes here in Game 3. I don't hate the pick, though. Like, the way she's been interacting on the platforms has been a little bit interesting. Marlon has been kind of been playing a mix-up game with her as far as how those combos extensions are there.
Yeah, I don't think anything is wrong with the stage. It's just, you know, sometimes you get a couple mistakes, and then, I mean, Marlon does not let you live when you make mistakes like that.
Right.
Up air, not enough to get the stock, but this is tech in place. Okay, let's see how she's going to cover this.
Nice. Uses the Nair there, obviously, to cover a tech in place, but still puts herself in position. Marlon going to reset back with the puddle now. I just got to figure this out because, like, Marlon just seems to be one step ahead in a lot of these situations, and as the percentage grows, so does the likelihood of that stock being lost.
Wow, what an anti-air. Using the absorption of the puddle to get it, and dash attack works out really well for, wow, okay, for elkiies, and the dolphin jump already used means that Marlon not able to get back, and this is a very, very even game. Let's see how elkiies can open this up, because Marlon's open-ups have always been super, super strong in this.
I'm surprised Marlon didn't actually go for another grab there. He actually looked like he had the read, but stepped back instead. Still continues his strength, though. Going to be pressuring in the corner, but Marlon does give up the ghost a little bit here. Re-grab?
Yeah, nice wrap, and keeps the damage flowing for elkiies, gets the tech, and gets the mark, but no, the wall jump missed, and elkiies with another SD. That's how the last game ended, and you hate to see it, but she is undeterred, marking back up Marlon, and has not given anything up so far.
I wish we could see, like, her hit rate with the mark here, because it feels like every time she hits it, no matter what it's coming off of or what angle it's going out at, it's always connecting. She's so good with that.
Oh, the invincible Nair. And now Marlon once again gets a grab. Big damage coming out, falling all the way up into the nether grab. The back air, not getting both hits of it, but that means elkiies can re-wrap. And okay, we have the down strong kill. We are on final stock for elkiies. If she can play her game plan, she has a chance to come back into this one, but Marlon has been so consistent.
I like the B reverse side V to try to get that extension going. Still keeps pressure in the corner, but the dash attack out going to be enough, and is now in a really tough situation.
It's so difficult to come back from here. Marlon able to rinse and repeat this edge guard. Let's see. Oh, but the tether gives a little bit of respite for elkiies, but now a miss by Marlon means that we are back into the game. Tether on Terry.
A little bit of a mix-up, man. Sometimes it just takes a second approach. Down strong into the corner. elkiies doing everything in her power, but those two SDs spell doom for our Maypul player here in top 8. Marlon going to march forward into this bracket, now matched up with Ant, coming up very soon in losers semis. Top 4 is set here at CEO.
Yep, that's going to be Marlon moving on. It sucks so much to see those SDs, because I feel like, you know, we deserved a Game 5 for that one. I mean, there were both of those times really just felt like elkiies gave the game away, and it's sad to see, but you know, Marlon is going to take that any day of the week, you know, as any competitor would. You know, your opponent SDs, great. We're moving on to the next spot. And yeah, Marlon is going to be fighting Ant, like you said, but we have another match before that.
Yes.
We have our number 2 seed, CakeAssault, versus Sophie, who managed to take down Marlon in the winner's bracket, and that's going to be winner's finals with the winner guaranteed top 2.
I believe Sophie was either the 5 or the 6.
It's 5.
She was supposed to, according to Bracket Path, play into Cheesy, beat Cheesy, and then lose in...
Lose to ZeeBee. She's supposed to lose to ZeeBee before she got here, but ZeeBee got upset by Sandstorm, and now Sophie is managed to beat the 1 seed, so fights the 2 seed in winners finals.
I had talked to Cake about this matchup a little bit prior to this because I was curious to get his thoughts on some of the players that he doesn't have like a ton of experience against.
Yeah.
They have they've played online before, Sophie winning, I believe, their most recent matchup, but they have played some outside of that, and Cake has, I think, had a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah, they played both in the ZeeBee and the top player privilege series.
Yes.
Shout out to the ZeeBee, great top players playing every week in that, and it's always really fun to watch. But yeah, I mean, she took down the last one, so it certainly means that she has the ability to take down Cake. But you know, online and offline Cake are a whole different beast. She started this off by beating Marlon. So
listen, if you're going to keep the momentum rolling, that would be the next step. We're looking at this now, man. Sophilo, one of those players we've seen kind of rise up very quickly. Cake, one of those players who, with obviously a legacy player at this point, but also, you know, one of the best Rivals 2 players, trying to cement himself again as the best Rivals player in the world. Does not get the chance. The matchup history, not the best with him and Marlon, so a little bit of a sigh of release to see Sophie sitting next to him instead.
Yeah, and I actually, you know, I'm sure you know this, but it is actually CakeAssault's birthday today.
Yes.
And I asked him what he wanted for his birthday, and he said a win would be nice.
Yeah, yeah. And listen, this is important too. This is our first time as a main game here at CEO. It is not just medals on the line this year, Jet. You get the beautiful championship belt, the Winged Eagle CEO belt to take home.
True.
One of the more unique trophies in fighting games.
we were talking to CakeAssault at Combo Breaker, and we were asked, like, do you leave space specifically in your luggage for trophies? Because you know, it's CakeAssault. He's probably going to get a trophy in a lot of these cases. And he said, nah, I just make it work. I just shove it in there. And sometimes I have to ship it separately.
That's really funny. Yeah. We are going to go to Julesvale here, game one. Not a huge surprise as far as like how these platform layouts favor each player. You're not going to let Zetter go to a dojo, and you're not going to let, obviously, CakeAssault go to
Merchant.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yep. And snagging the ledge there, making sure CakeAssault has to go back onto stage. And Sophie has started off so well in this game. 103%, almost completely unanswered. Let's see if we can get the forward air on stage. Okay, I was kind of expecting maybe a ledge dash on Upstrong, but not going to be quick enough. So Sophie just gets the forward air, and that means Cake has a chance to come back into this. And dash tag back air on shield. That is a weak shield, Brosa.
Yeah, we've seen a couple mix-ups there from Cake, using the dash tag into fair, using the dash tag into the back air, and then just resets the cape there so they can get the strong hit. Oh!
Ledge snagged right under your feet, and Sophie
I don't
gets
even know
hit
if that
with
was
murder.
I don't know if that was a ledge snag though. Sophie just stayed on ledge. I think that was a mistake from Cake.
I think that was an angle that would have grabbed the ledge if Sophie wasn't there. I'm not 100% positive. Some Zetter can correct me in chat, but sorry, not Zetter. Yeah.
Big start here to the second stock here. Sophie trying to take as much advantage of this, whether it was whoever's fault that first stock was. She's not going to complain.
Oh, and avoiding the cape, which means she's the one who gets the confirm now. But Cake, whoa, launcher in the opposite direction. That reverse sweet spot back air.
Do see the combust online. Probably going to pop it right here. Yes, going to use that smoke to his advantage to be able to come back. But Sophie ready.
Yeah, undeterred and on fire. Sophie leads 2 stocks to 1, and it is a fresh one at that.
Going to see the shine combos here. DI's away. Going to get the grab out of that. Wow.
Reading the roll in does not work out, which means Sophie turns that around. This is twice that Cake has overextended in his combo game, leading to Sophie answering back with tons of percent, and Shine covers both the clone and Cake. Gonna go up into the sky and snag the ledge away. I think, yep, that was the death of Cake, and that's 2 stocks lost to not getting back on ledge.
Listen, using Occam's razor to its finest, the simplest solution is usually the best one. Just sits there, notices the recovery mix-up, and just goes back to ledge. Where does Cake go here? We see Aramata get banned. We see Fire Capital get banned. I mean, obviously the comfort pick for Cake is
Tempest.
Tempest, yeah. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. This is the Cake stage, right?
Yeah, I mean, Cake likes this a lot in the matchup, but when you get cooked like that, you know, there's always something in your head that goes, okay, well, maybe I need to do something different, you know, like, and even just that little time to think might be enough for Cake to, you know, figure something out here.
You'll see that big back air there. I mean, that's what's crazy about this stage. Your drop plat drop backers, Lord Almighty, are going to cover so much room for him. And obviously, Forsburn wants to camp with that move anyways.
Yeah, and Force making a little bit of a mistake there. Getting the edge guard in. Yeah. I mean, part of the thing is you have to be so precise in your edge guarding of Zetterburn because he has so many tools to get back that you have to make sure you're not doing anything wrong the whole time. And then also, if you get hit, you just get turned around on so hard. Sometimes you even die for it. Yeah, it's a nice snag. Like you said, Occam's Razor, simple, clean, and CakeAssault looking like that first game didn't even happen.
Yeah, really, really controlling that first stock here. You know, going to set up back in this center stage, retreats back to the platform for a second. That's just enough for Sophilo to get out of the corner. But another back air is going to be the answer here. Does not get the hitbox of down air that he wants. Has to make it back past the Zetter. And shout-outs to the clone helping him along the way.
Yep, but barely avoiding that shine. Probably wanted to shine fair, and now that means CakeAssault it's his turn. He's the one who's going to shine. Oh, okay. Not getting the full confirm. But
I thought we were going to see anti-hop jump, or excuse me, anti-hop grab. Sophilo not answering correctly, though. Ooh, the double
second.
reverse, the
Hold on.
baby taps.
Oh, I thought that was going to be like a fleet moment where you get the bear.
Combust online, though. Got to keep an eye on this. Going to be using this pretty aggressively, I feel like.
Yeah, let's see. Drop down Combust. No, just goes for the down air. A little bit safer, but Combust not close enough. And that means Sophie gets the punish. Like I said, you make one small mistake when edgeguarding his fire line, and suddenly Zetter's all over you.
Listen, we don't have the player cams on this, but I can imagine Cake shaking his head after that Combust. He's going to hold all the way down and go for that down strong instead. And now kind of a reverse of what we saw in game one. Cake with a pretty hard lead right now against Sophie.
Yep, and once again, the same counterplay we saw Marlon go for, floor hugging that fireball off the ledge and getting a big punish out of it, but now takes the one off stage, trying to go for a fireball to disrupt the recovery. Still going though, and yeah, just sniping out the smoke. I love the idea. Sophie saw exactly what Cake wanted.
Yeah, it's been interesting to see her kind of cover these Forsburn recoveries. Normally, Cake famous for how much he can really kind of mess things up and use the deception to his advantage, but Sophie has just called these out time and time again.
Great tech fall.
Aggressively comes back. It's going to be a starter here.
Ooh, wanted to go for the up tilt. I think trying to get an up tilt there potentially, but now Sophie turns this around and has a ton of damage on, but the up,
doesn't rip
for the full up strong. Whoa.
That felt like a stock.
Yes, and now he's sniped down so low, so much percent, but Sophie doesn't roll up.
Yeah.
Oh, that could have been the whole game.
Has to use, gonna air dodge out, gonna get back to the stage, goes for the edge cancel, doesn't get it.
Oh, great floor hug there, and the tech saves Cake's life, but
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. The level one?
That's the level. That's the level 6,
finals?
right?
Yeah, it wraps around.
It all comes full circle. That was crazy. That is something you see in silver in rank, just ripping the second forward smash, even though the first one didn't win.
Throw the second hit out.
Listen, famously, CakeAssault used to refer to Jab 3 in Rivals 1 as the Spanish Inquisition.
Yes.
Because no one expects the Jab 3 and no one expects the Spanish Inquisition. I did not expect the second hit of the forward smash, and neither did Sophie, who did everything in her power to drag that back, and yet still fell victim to some of the adaptions we've seen from Cake. We are on Merchant Port now for Game 3.
Yeah, we talked about how this is a really good stage in general for Forsburn, but also, Zetterburn makes his home here, and Sophie is a big proponent of this stage as well. We saw her pick it multiple times throughout her run so far, but let's see what we can do on this stage 4. I mean, the last game was so close. It seemed like everything was going her way, but a down air sets up for a nice little shine spike. Let's see another down air. Down air, going for the fair, didn't get the sweet spot. I think, going a little bit too crazy there. Maybe just keep it simple.
Listen, we saw it a little bit versus his set versus Stango as well. Enough can't be said of how good Forsburn's get-up attack is. The way that it covers somehow below the platform or below the stage. Sophie's going to clean up game 1 here, but Cake not without his advantage. Going to use the dare, and that should be a stock. Yeah.
Not even trying. No reason to.
Look at all of this resource, though. Smoke all over the stage.
And you have to be careful about throwing the fireball through, because just because you can clear some smoke with it doesn't mean it can't be parried straight back at you and give Cake 2 seconds of invincibility.
Misses the jab 3.
The Spanish Inquisition. It didn't work out. Oh, huge snipe.
I think he's
so low. He should be able to get back.
Right, yeah.
I mean, it's, never mind. Not if you edge guard like that. Wow, Sophie hitting the perfect up air. That's the Stango up air, too. Stango loves edge guarding with up air.
Gets the reverse back air. Actually comes back so aggressive here. That's something we've seen a ton of from Sophie. There has not been these like timid defensive options in the corner. She is busting her way out every single time. And what a great shine.
Unfortunately, that Nair sending right instead of left. But oh wow, okay, little loop-de-doo. And I mean, Cake knows that a lot of times you're going to be trying to DI out so you don't get hit by the second hit of the forward strong. But that time.
Used that a couple times to advantage this set. We'll see how often he gets to use that. Great response here from Sophie.
And that might be it. Almost enough to kill. Let's see what this edge guard looks like. No, just sweet spotting the ledge with the clone send.
Just traversing the city streets here. Going high above this stage. Does not want anything to do with that.
Confirm. Cake with another lease on life. Forward air. Still not enough. This is just one confirm away from Sophie. You know she just needs a shine, a down tilt, something like that. But Cake
stuck in the corner though. Cake with the grab. Oh no! Actually tries to do the clone pop. Sophie again with the aggressive approaches here from the corner.
Oh, it's spot dodge, forward throw.
No
not
way,
enough.
right?
169 all the way across stage. Little walk forward. Make sure to light on fire, and Cake out of disadvantage with that back air. Sets up a situation that might be what he needs, and another floor hug means that Sophie once again does not get the combo, but there is inevitable.
She's done such a good job of recognizing which one is Cake and which one is the clone. We saw her use that to her advantage in the first game. We saw that be the end of that game here for us. Not really easily deceived as Miss Sophilo.
Yeah, and this is a lead now on CakeAssault. Only one
Do you know off the top of your head who he lost to in Combo Breaker?
Cake?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cake lost to B-Bats.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. I was trying to think about it. I was like, was it a Zetter? Who was it? It was a Fleet.
Yeah, it was B-Bats.
Old Billy.
Yeah. Oh, Billy Bats, man. Love that dude. All right, but now we are on. We're on to our winner's final potential winner's game for CakeAssault. The way he's been playing, though, I think we're seeing a Game 5. What do you think, Rosa?
Yeah, listen, the OS tag speaks for itself. Throughout the years, he has been this master at not just deception with Forsburn, but just adapting to what he's seeing in front of him from his opponent, and also what he needs to do differently in his games as well. We're probably going to see him go for some separate combo routes. You see the rising fares there on the platform.
Damn,
and also use a parry.
That was the second time he parried Sophie coming off the ledge with an aggressive option.
Well, listen, if you do it every single time, you got to start responding to it. You can't let that dictate your corner pressure. That's so important to continue.
Oh boy, that is some big confirms. Not enough to get the stock on this stage. Shout out to next week when that will definitely kill. But now,
oh boy.
Yeah, this is dangerous. Just grabs the ledge, though, and doesn't get it confirmed. And that means you make one mistake edge guarding Zetter, he kills you for it.
Listen, that's a tough mistake for Cake to make there, because if he had seen the rising up strong, or excuse me, the rising up B, could have continued probably with a down air, or maybe just a down tilt to tech chase with. But just jab 3.
The Spanish Inquisition once again failing Cake.
But that's Sophilo adapting, though, because recently she had been dropping shield. This time holds it the entire way through.
Huge down air. And Cake is so low, forces himself to a high recovery, but a great fastball to ledge. Still covered by Sophie, though. And goes down, not going to get hit by the second hit.
Oh,
whoa,
okay.
Okay. Still gets the stock there, but Cake on his...
I want to say that was some wild SDI on that cape to get back to the actual stage.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even know that was possible. But Cake was ready. Cake hits the punish on it. Nonetheless, in a really nice coverage for Sophie.
Sophie steps back when he sees Cake at the edge of the platform there. Does not want to get hit. Oh,
okay.
boy.
This is dangerous. Should still be able to get out of there, but all right. Not punished at all. Sophie.
And in fact, actually grabs advantage back very quickly.
Yeah, once again, you make one mistake edge guarding Zetter, and suddenly Sophie comes right back in. Gets a combo and gets a kill. 45%, quite a healthy stock against CakeAssault, as Sophie looks like she is going to secure her way into the grand finals. Huge combo, 57% plus the burn, and we have not stopped at all, Brosa.
Listen, when the Zetter train starts rolling, it is very difficult to stop it, and especially because the fact that these aggressive options have just been beating out Cake's defense. You're going to see him grab ledge here. Yes,
okay.
103%. A lot of smoke on stage, but Sophie just gets the grab. Oh my god,
Whoa!
the weight! Sophie's so smart on that, and that is going to punch her ticket into Grand Finals over CakeAssault.
Yo, shout out NorCal, shout out Sophilo for coming in and getting into Grand Finals. I mean, beating Marlon, beating CakeAssault.
1-2. 1-2, and arguably
You know,
probably 1-2 right now in Rivals. I mean, Plup unfortunately not able to make this tournament. Would love to see how that had worked out for everybody as well, but
You know,
Whew.
speaking of Plup, you know who this run reminds me of? It's Plup. That's exactly what he did. He beat Marlon, and he beat CakeAssault.
yeah.
And right in a row, right to make Grand Finals.
And from best case scenario to worst case scenario for CakeAssault, right?
Yep.
Marlon goes down in winners semis. You don't have to play him in winners finals.
Yes.
The person that beat Marlon, if you win winners finals, has to then play Marlon again. Instead, now we're going to see Marlon versus Ant, and not to count Ant out, obviously. He has played phenomenally during this top 8.
Yeah.
But if this goes to seed, we are going to see Marlon and CakeAssault in losers finals, and Cake has yet to take a set off of Marlon so far in Rivals 2. This is something that he wants to be able to do, obviously be able to just get off the schneid versus a player of his caliber. But, you know, we saw this a ton in Rivals 1 as well, where there was a streak where he could not beat Kusi, who eventually changed their tag to Marlon, I should say. But, you know, had some adaptions at Genesis, was able to break the schneid versus him in Rivals 1. We'll see if the same is capable here in Rivals 2. But that is not to count out Ant. With the Florida crowd behind him, has been playing phenomenally, has been adapting in ways that we just have not really honestly expected. You know, we saw the great set versus Acorn, and we saw, okay, this is the top tier of Florida playing against each other. However, then turning around and doing the exact same thing to Stango, who is the 3 seed at this tournament, knocking him out in Game 5. Marlon has to make sure that he is on top of everything here, because Ant is more than capable of making these same adaptions against him and really upsetting the apple cart at that point.
Yeah, I do think that this is a little bit more of a reasonable matchup for for Orcane. Both those two matchups that Stango played against Ranno, I think is relatively Ranno favored. I mean, it's Zetter versus Ranno. I think it's like slight Zetter win maybe, but Ranno doesn't have any real troubles. Orcane is a weird matchup. Like, people do not have experience in this. People do not know exactly how to play against it, and it's a lot more awkward, and edge guarding is a bit weirder. So I think that we're going to see Ant struggle a lot more in these positions that he was very comfortable in the last set.
Well, his 2 small wins have come off of that platform. You see that his safety space there has used plat drop back air to be able to get a little bit of damage. Has not really had a true win yet, but if you get that ticky-tack percent, it leads into knockdowns.
Speaking of knockdowns, getting one there, getting the tech chase into the up strong.
Dude, Ant's moving today, though.
Yeah,
like,
he is.
Sometimes you are just playing nice.
Yep, and using that needles off the platform, that diagonal distance covered so much, and it's like a plus multiple things on shield. I think it's just a true confirm into a grab if you hit it.
Nice perfect shield there. Both these players playing super well in defense around each other.
And there it is. Once again, you get confirmed into the up tilt this time, and all right, maybe he is comfortable in this matchup because just a fully charged forward strong to punish out Marlon.
Crazy
Not gonna
DI
get the
on
stock
that.
just yet, but there's no puddle, and the way Ant's playing means that he's in control.
I think if he'd been able to tech that, he might have been able to close that stock. He's going to have to play around this and get another neutral win now, and that is not what you want to do against a player like Marlon.
Yup.
Oh, wow. Surprising mistake.
There. Rinse and repeat. Gets it once again, but no. Okay, going high. The bubble butt saves Marlon's behind.
80%. This is right where Marlon wants you. Gets that up air there. Not going to be quite enough. 170% on the land shark here. Has to find their way back down. Great use of the nair. Tries to punish Ant coming back with that dive kick, but just miss spaces. And Ant with the forward throw, just a reset position here, it looks like.
Yeah. Oh, but he's so low. He's forced into it, and yeah, just a down strong. Easy coverage for Ant, who takes the lead, but not for long. Marlon gets that stock.
DI out all you want. That up air's coming from you.
Yeah.
0-0 now. Gets the grab. Does the fair tries to get maybe the spike hitbox to reset, but goes for the up air follow-up. Does not get it. Good DI away from Marlon.
Now we see Marlon getting off the ledge quite easily.
Whoa!
Well, I don't know what the up strong was going for, but hey,
Listen, don't look now. There is no puddle on stage. Gonna come back, gonna put it down. Yes, of course.
Yeah, but Ant has seemed like he is relatively comfortable in covering both the puddle and the edge, and just given the right situation. Right now, puddle center stage could probably cover it from either side, but now with that on the left side, if you get an edge guard on the right side, it's just not going to work.
So Marlon has actually used that puddle droplet against a grounded Ant a couple times now. I'm curious to see if maybe we see a parry some point in this game and use that to your advantage to kind of press you.
Yeah, you don't get a ton out of it, but it does help with you getting the invincibility. It's always nice to be able to press that. It's almost like you're coming off the Angel platform again.
Yeah, those 70 frames or however much it is, really helpful, especially when both these players playing so patient in neutral. Not quite enough there, but still phenomenal play.
Okay, I like the idea, but it seemed like Ant option selected to go back and cover the puddle, whereas Marlon was just not going anywhere near that. Oh, missed the ledge dash. Could be big as Marlon picks up a couple hits, but not enough to get the stock in.
Down tilt, though. Maybe a grab instead. Gonna see the F tilt. That's the mix-up, man. Did not have the DI ready for it.
Okay, down tilt. Fair is gonna get the stock. Yes. And Marlon with a very slight lead. He wins the first control action of the last stock, but Ant puts those poison stacks on. And you know Marlon's throwing out a ton of moves, so they can rack up the percent quickly.
Yeah, 7-18, 21 now from it.
Finally, though, Marlon picks up another grab. These droplets working out well for him, but getting back to the ledge, and now this down air sets up really well. Let's see what he goes for. Double dash attack. DI's out of it. Now Marlon.
Ant's been very careful with this shield here in this game one. Marlon opting for a couple more grabs here on this stock. Great DI there on the F tilt. Not going to lose 2 stocks to it. No.
I think he wanted the top platform cancel.
Going to stall with the bubble. Marlon ready for it. Dash X covers that space. Nair going to regain center.
Oh, yeah. You try to shield. It does not matter. So good with these needles.
Resets. Man, the confidence to reset right now.
Missed the needle boost off.
Another grab. Down smash.
Oh, I thought, we both thought it was coming, but instead opts for the back throw off stage and misses the tech.
Oh!
The empowered down strong was not enough. Forward throw off stage.
That puddle's going to be so scary here. Jumps out of the dive kick.
Yes, just goes for the single hit because went for the second one. Marlon would have been able to punish.
Oh, man, that down tilt after that fair, not going to be enough, but getting closer and closer. Marlon's had every tech ready.
I feel like Ant keeps going for this.
Oh, my God, the DI mix-up on that fourth, that was crazy work.
Wait, he had time to down strong, I think, but it's still not going to matter.
His shield has been so good, but that is enough. You see the disappointment in Ant, man. He has been playing so well.
No, I feel like there was that one position where he had everything he needed. Marlon had just gone straight past him, landed on the ground, goes for a jab, gets floor hugged. But I think there was time for a Dacus or a down strong. Either way, it would have been a lot better punish than what happened. But you know, it's tough to harp on these one individual points when there was so much that was going right for Ant that entire set.
Listen, that platform was his best friend in that game.
The needle off of the platform
every time
and over again. It works so well. Like, what do you even do? Just not interact? Not go anywhere near it?
Listen, you can't because it's coming towards you. It's a heat-seeking platform.
Oh, man.
Honestly, if I'm Marlon, I'm banning Jules Veil. Like, I just won there, and I don't want to go back.
Let me get out.
Interesting.
We see Hodojo. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Hodojo is picked very often against Orcane. It seems like something that you like a lot especially as Ranno. I mean, we saw it.
Oh, now he's got 2 side platforms.
Yeah, exactly.
Never mind. I was like, I wonder. And then I saw it. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
We're going to do it from both directions. What's better than one platform?
Ooh. Yeah, we also saw him counterpick this pretty much every set so far, both versus Acorn and Stango. This is his first counterpick. He just loves the stage.
And those back airs coming off the ledge are going to control so much space in the center. It's going to prevent Marlon from kind of getting out of the corner. I thought that was actually going to grab there.
Yeah, but he was actually, Marlon was invincible in that, so was not able to grab.
That was the first time we've seen Marlon actually mix it up. Goes for the small side B. Wow, okay. But goes for the small side B there so he can go a little bit lower. Ant comes down and actually covers the tech back onto the stage, which led to that first stock, and a little bit of a mistake there from Marlon.
Yeah, but he is cleaning this part up, gets the Air up air, not enough to get the stock just yet, but it's going to reset the puddle onto the left side. Let's see how Marlon opts to play this part. Does get caught with the down air and get up attack. Rare move from Ant, and that was certainly supposed to be a needle, but that means fighting out from the ceiling. The downer is ready. Back air launches like a cannon. No bubble to save you there.
85% now on Marlon's second stock, though. Ant still in pretty firm control of his game, I would say. Wow. Perfect shield be damned. Still going to continue the pressure on the side platform. Marlon answers back. Great plat drop. That is going to be one of the best mix-ups against down air when you're on a platform like that. You really can just negate the pressure that presents.
Yeah, and it is a little bit of a guessing game, too, though, because if they read you're going to do that, they just don't have to go that low.
Speaking of going low, Ant a little bit too far there. Marlon going to take control here.
Yeah, dangerous. Once again, gets picked up by the dash attack, and Marlon tries to read the roll to the left, but unfortunately catches the wrong direction. Oh, spot dodge out, but great DI on the down tilt means Marlon is still safe. And
look, I just love it. In so many matchups, you want to just return to center, and Ant's just like, I'm going back to the platform. See you later.
We're going to the platforms. We don't need no center. Oh, okay. Absorbing that puddle, making for a big hit. But yeah, finally, Marlon misses the DI on the down tilt. So many times he hit it perfectly, but not this time. And now Ant is off stage. Does manage to grab the ledge sneakily, but Marlon looks for a forward strong. Ant answers back 3 times as hard.
And every single time it's just a plat drop needle, and it's so good every time. It just wins him so many of these interactions.
Yeah, it just can cover so much of the space, but okay, we see no bubble set up. Actually just puts the bubble there, and I'm surprised we haven't seen Ant go for any of the bubble into Tongue Sling. I wonder if it's because of the ability for Marlon to go out there with Bubble Butt.
It's got to be, man. It's one of those things where Ranno can use that against some characters where they're just not able to punish it the same way.
Yeah.
But when you have a matchup where they can rush out there against you, it's such a big thing. The single needle was absolutely bonkers, so I'm sorry.
I mean, you know, if you can't get any punish other than that, like, might as well get a couple extra damage. Oh, there it is. Exactly where you want him. Right in range of that needle drop.
The grab clash there between the two of them.
Well, that time the droplet blocking out the needle drop. And a little bit of baiting. I like what I'm seeing from Ant in a down strong. Means that he puts a game on the board. Why is every single match in this top 8 just going like so close? I figured at least somebody was going to blow someone out.
No, and yeah, we are just not going to see it. Everybody at least draws blood. We are going to go to Rockwall. I would like to point out that Marlon actually banned Rockwall in Game 2 in the counter pick sequence. So Marlon now opting for here instead. Very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell if it's one of those, I figured something out, I'm going to change my plan, or it's kind of like a bait. Because sometimes people will be like, oh, I'm going to ban the stage I want to go to. Doesn't have to respect that.
I just want to point out real quick, Ant is moving. So now, what's better than 2 platforms?
4.
4 platforms.
Yep, throwing it off the top platform, throwing it off the bottom platform. Why not both?
There's the jump away after the down air. We're mixing things up. Marlon with a little bit of an answer there. Great jab. Going to nair his way down.
Yeah, sweet spot bear sets up a great position for Ant, but resetting back to center stage and using the needles to beat out the droplet. Now Marlon goes down to a down strong, almost falling.
I was going to say you use this stage because you want to get those early stocks, but Ant almost using that back into him.
I mean, this is one of the best stages for Ranno. Ranno loves this stage in general. We saw Ant pick it earlier.
Just fair, Jet. Like,
and
oh my
the
God.
Platform heights are so good for him. And speaking of platforms, sets up with the platform needle into the down tilt.
Listen, all of the notes I've taken for this set, this top 8 have all been basically thrown out the window. I have no idea who's going to win this bracket.
Yeah.
At this point, you could tell me that Ant continues and beats CakeAssault and Sophie, and I'd be like, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, yep.
Did they let him go to Rockwall?
Yeah, did they let him go to Rockwall? How many platforms were there?
Is there a secret stage with 6 platforms that I don't know about?
Oh yeah, that's a potential punish, but not gonna hit. And now teching on the just misses the tech and gets the slide off.
Jet, I want to point out that this was one interaction from being 0-2 or to 0-2 Marlon right now.
Yes.
Ant has really, I don't want to say outplayed Marlon because they've been close games, but like I feel like in these little split-second decision makings and even just how he is approaching this like game plan with the plat drop needles and everything like that, I just think he's got something over Marlon right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, and just a nice little floor hug. Gets some more damage, but now it's Marlon's time. This is a ton of percent racked up. Marlon resetting, but able to finally answer out using that neutral air. Forward air off the stage. Sets up, but not able to grab the ledge in time.
Oh.
Down strong. It's Ant's favorite. Keeps using it.
Holds hard down, does Marlon, to be able to reset. Does not get the nair there, so he's going to come back. How do we get out of the corner? We just double jump to that, or excuse me, we full hop to that full platform there.
Had a needle through. You talked about potentially punishing out the droplet usage. Yeah, a little chuck.
Yup.
All the way across stage. You tech
Coast
away.
to coast.
Uh-huh.
Double snowman on Ant right now. He is just hanging out. You see how quickly he just puts the brakes on things. Interesting. The first time we've actually seen a potential tongue sling that would have worked there, and then just barely gets out of the way. But a full stack on Marlon now.
Yeah, just taking more and more percent from these needles. Does manage to floor hug those into the down strong. Yeah. Not something you see most of the time. I actually think it's generally safe on floor hug, but Ant wasn't respecting the option. Maybe threw the needle a little too high.
That was great recognition from Marlon there, and now we are at basically even percents once Marlon finishes this combo here. No, actually drops it a little bit earlier. Going to get the grab. Of course, going to get the tech chase on here. The double perfect. Just hold shield in his face. Crazy work there from Ant.
Yeah, Marlon aware enough to know what Ant is looking for, and
I don't like that dash attack, Jet. I don't like where this game plan's going right now.
I think this game plan is going to Marlon's side as a nair sends Ant into a horrible position. That back air certainly would have killed, but Ant finally plants his feet on the ground once more.
Smart double jump. Misses two back-to-back wall floor hugs there. Gonna get the down strong, and no DI there from Ant. You see the frustration, like,
oh, it was so. He was up so much. He was so
saw
close.
the switch though, man. When he missed that needle and then dash attacked on that shield, I immediately went, "Ooh, I don't like this.
Yeah.
I don't like this." We're getting, not to be punny here, but we're getting antsy. We're trying to get this advantage. Now he has to win back-to-back games on Marlon counter picks at that, man. Listen, Ant has adapted very well. He's done extremely, extremely good in this top 8. I just wonder, man, is this where the miracle run ends?
And we see a little bit of a wild card. This is this is Hyperborean Harbor. Ant is one of those people who likes this stage. He has some wild movement with the neutral B on this stage, but right now he is getting juggled to oblivion, and you die so early off the top here if you get caught with a down strong by Orcane.
You know what's not as good as 4 platforms?
3?
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, it covers basically the whole stage.
Doesn't quite get that. It's going to be a pretty easy coverage here into some punish. Just going to get the nair, though.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about the recovery for Ant because he's been using the wall a heck of a lot to get back, and now, just giving Orcane enough chances to reset their edge guard.
Well, to be fair, a lot of the return to stage from Marlon has been tech wall jump, though, because Ant's been ready with the forward air.
That's a really good
point.
point.
That's really...
Oh, yeah, you died to that one. Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. You cannot tech that reverse forward air in this stage, so let's see if we can get an edge guard situation, because so far it has not come up yet. Ant has been just getting on-stage victories. All right, we have the forward air. This should be a really good position. Yep, manages to cover the other direction. Great work by Ant.
I wonder if
Second bubble
Dacus there, though.
Oh, Dacus instead of F-Strong?
Yeah.
Maybe that could have worked.
Just with the stage height.
Yeah, it's tough sometimes, though, because you really don't want to get hit by the puddle. And the forward strong's a lot more consistent.
True. You're not quite presenting yourself over that puddle.
Yeah, basically even gave it a little bit of a mistake. Maybe wanted the needle boost off the ledge.
Yeah, just to get far away as possible from that angel platform. Just get me out of here.
Oh, great tech coverage. Marlon gets a ton of damage on here. We're looking for something creative by Ant, and aren't going to find it because Marlon, he read the tech to the left but doesn't cover it. Now Ant has the chance to come back into this. Big damage opportunity.
Great grab. No puddle, Jet. Still no puddle, Jet. Just get... Okay, doesn't even need to.
He'd already used the puddle jump.
Doesn't even need to. Again!
Oh, no, not again. And I think he's dead. Yeah, he's dead. Oh, no.
The nerves perhaps playing a factor here. Marlon is going to take this now. 11% lead. Going Gonna see the needle boost there.
After all this, Ant has a ton of stacks of poison.
Oh.
And he racked up the final one, and please, another miss. Come on, Ant, you can't be doing it at this point in the game.
Not in front of the home crowd, buddy. You've got 4 of those now in this pivotal game 4. Dash attack. Oh my God, the rolls away from Marlon here. Still a little bit of an advantage. Dash
Floor
attack,
hug
dash
and
attack.
a double dash attack. Back air all the way to the other side.
I feel like I'm back in silver right now, Jet. The reverse fair.
And it's not close enough to cover, but that doesn't mean Ant isn't tracking down Marlon. The up airs in the sky could be enough to get the stock. Marlon has found his way back on stage, and he's nair planning all the way across.
I thought that was going to be the down strong.
That could have killed almost.
Retreats away. Marlon continues aggressive approach. Goes for the down strong. Marlon air spot dodges this time, though.
Gets out of there. And another
God.
mistake. That could be it for Ant. He's in dire straits, and the nair sends off stage, but resources have returned. Misses that and manages to get the rising edge cancel now.
Doesn't jump out of the down air that time. The first time we've seen him use an aerial afterwards, Marlon was expecting it and does get punished out. Spot dodge. Fair.
That could be it. Fair. Oh, it's not
Great
enough.
DI. Great DI. And I believe that probably was not the hitbox he was looking for. That,
Yes,
however,
there. It is game 5. Ant brings Marlon and his home field advantage to the final brink. Where are we going? What's the final stage?
It's hard to say, man, because Iberian was such a left field pick, and like reasonably, Marlon, I feel like, should have been able to close that out because Ant was strictly not playing well.
Yep.
You saw how many of those tongues we saw in the platforms. I love.
All right.
Harbor's going to be interesting, man. You're going to have similar issues like we saw perhaps on Frozen with like these ledge play. You're going to have obviously Ant with similar to what we saw in Jules Vale with the platforms moving around and allow him to kind of needle boost in different situations. Finally, we see
Great
the response
coverage.
to that tech. Great positioning there from Ant. Huge lead right now, but he has to be able to keep this consistent play.
And he is consistent with these combos until
If I see one
Come
more,
on, stop it. Yep, managing to get back to ledge. Let's see the super jump into the
gonna
up
be
air. 37% only on Ant, running away with this game, playing so well around these platforms, as well as getting the grabs in the right situations. Ant has just shown exactly why he is a contender to deal with, and people should not be counting him out by any means. He could win this whole damn tournament.
listen, Marlon picked Air Armada to make it a little bit more difficult for Ant to recover, kind of limit some of the airways that you're going to see Ranno come back. You see him try to cover the ledge there. Ant going to come back with a dive kick. Marlon continues the pressure. Doesn't get the parry off on the bubbles.
Yeah, you have to be so careful when you use the bubbles when somebody's on a platform like that. Could have ended his own stock, but now
That dash forward down tilt, so crazy. Floor hugs the second one. Just resets.
yeah, but you can't floor hug that one. As now they're set up in the corner. Marlon tries to get the tech chase, but he was in shield, so it was too hard. Okay.
Not
Fair?
going to finish
Yeah,
this. No,
that's
he
it.
does.
Yeah,
I was wondering if maybe the platforms were going to separate. I wasn't sure there, but ooh, what a hard charge on that down strong.
yeah, when you tech in, you get a full charge on that one, and now Marlon is in it. Once again, this high percent, we're looking for the killing blow. These needles. Oh, and he floor hugs all of the bubbles, but doesn't get the parry off. And
Oh,
back
man,
throw,
Jet.
good DI this time, though.
Listen, I'm not going to lie to you, Jet. I think Ant's just straight up beating Marlon right now. Look at the
it's
percentage
not over
difference.
yet by any means, though. Marlon finds one opening, and he could even this right back up.
Oh, man, that could have been really...
He could have parried.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he went to the ledge. He went to the... Yeah, he went to ledge, actually, so that wouldn't have mattered.
Dash attack at neutral. No, don't
Mistech.
make a liar out of me, Ant.
Yeah, and once again, Marlon's just like, I ain't going anywhere near that platform. Let me stay over here, and I'm going to get what I want with these up airs, sending you up into the sky in the Air Armada. Low blast zone means that Marlon is back into this game all the way across the stage, but the grab is here, and we
what a
have
crazy
final
grab,
stock
Jack.
on Game 5, Brosa. Come
Either
on.
way, this
is
pop
what
up
we've
is
been
going
waiting
to be
for.
electric. I think winners final was the only one that did not go Game 5. What an
Yeah,
incredible
every
top
single
8.
other one.
What a weird side B there from Marlon, and Ant's going to take
Bears,
full advantage of
Bears,
this.
Another one, 53%.
Go to ledge.
Okay, not going to be able to take it away.
Oh,
Indeed. Oh, the fair was an inch away from hitting.
24% separate these players right now, Jet. We are seeing such good neutral play, such good defense.
Not
Not going to see the needle off the ledge. Marlon is playing around that very well at the moment. Sitting back in center stage. Has to wait for these platforms to come back together, but the tech chase in. We see Marlon gets the jab, but it's floor hugged. And Ant is
The puddle
ready.
droplet.
Oh,
What a grab.
He gets the grab.
What
He
a
gets the
grab.
tech chase.
Oh my god, I thought he was going to up
Another
smash.
one. Oh, the puddle. It's too far away, though.
Oh, we're going to see the plat drop backer. No, the fear. Great TI out there from Marlon, but he gets the grab again.
Yes, fair spikes, and that could be it. Oh, falls off
the
the platform and saves him.
Needle. Oh my god. This is so close right now. Next hit basically wins this set. Is that going to be enough? No, Marlon
The weak
survives.
hits. How did it happen? Oh, and Ant still just needs
But the reverse fair and beats Marlon in front of the home crowd into losers finals we go. What an incredible top 8 here at CEO. Jet is at a loss for words. I am almost at a loss for voice.
Oh,
and
no
Marlon is out of
way.
this tournament at 4th.
Congratulations!
Congratulations.
The pop-off. You know we've been waiting for it. His Ant is just like, he makes it happen. He makes it happen, baby.
Game 5 every time. Don't let Ant go to game 5. Beat him in 4.
How many times is this going to happen? We think we know what the result of the set's going to be, and we are just dead wrong. You know, we were like, oh, you know, Ant's had a good run so far, but he's running into Stango now. Nah, he doesn't care.
I feel so bad for production. We have this great little tablet off here to the side, and every time I'm popping off, I'm slamming the table. I peeked over, guys. We have to catch our breath. We have to go to an ad break, but we have losers finals after this grand finals followings. We have such an amazing top 8, and the energy is alive in the building, and we will be right back.
Yeah, if you go anywhere, you ain't a real Rivals fan. Stay tuned.
The expected. Ant on the run of a lifetime. Coming in from Jacksonville, he's got so many players here with him today, but of course all of Florida has banded together as this man has won Game 5 after Game 5 after Game 5, and CakeAssault, I'll be damned if CakeAssault lets this guy go to Game 5. You cannot let this happen at this point.
I mean, this is CakeAssault. This is losers CakeAssault. There are legends that have been written about this man, and I would not be surprised if he rips it open right off the bat. But I mean, at the same time, the way Ant has been playing, he took down the 3 seed. He took down the 2 seed. He took down the 1 seed. What's the 2 seed? I mean, he's already ready for it. He's already taken the first stock off with
Excuse me.
no questions asked, no percent taken. My God.
This man has a hit list against all of the top players in Rivals of Aether. 1, 2, and 3 have already fallen at his hand. I'm sorry, this would be 2.
Yeah, 1 and 3 have already fallen. 2 yet to come. We'll see if it does. Because, yeah, once again, this platform has been his home ground. He's used it so often to throw those needles out, to skill drop through, and to make his magic happen.
I want to highlight some back and forth between these two players, right? So Ant wins a interaction coming down below that platform. Second interaction they do, CakeAssault parries it. Third and fourth time, Cake has gone for the parry and has been punished because of it, because Ant is already mixing up these timings. Just absolutely yeets himself back into the center because he wants nothing to do with that clone at the ledge. But it's just pushing this stock further and further. Has the advantage, and why not? Keep doing it.
Yeah, but this is CakeAssault's time to shine. He does get out of there and attempting the parry. Once again, Ant has used a lot of the sending aerials. Cake has been ready for them, but now he's mixing it up. He's going a little crazy. SDI up on the clone pop means that Cake does not get the full follow-up.
Patience here.
Whoa.
Man.
I don't know about that down shrug.
Listen, Cake's Cake, right? I'm going to trust him on a lot of things, but yeah, it's feeling a little swingy right now. Okay, well, you know, if you're just going to run into it.
I mean, when there's a platform above you, it's pretty hard to directly contest.
Then don't contest it.
Yeah.
That's the answer. Just stay in center stage and throw needles at it.
Throw needles at him. Oh, my God. But Cake, you know, he started off a little down, but he is certainly not out, and he is certainly trying to make a case for himself right now.
Great DI, uses the high side B. Going to use it again here. Gets hit out of it, though. That should be a stock here.
Yeah, I think he has a chance. No, just not with that forward air spike. That does not matter. Needed to get the tech wall jump to be able to come out of there. And Ant, with an incredible edge guard, keeps the damage flowing here, and a little bit of miss actually throws the needles horizontally instead of the downward angle he's looking for, which gives Cake a chance to get back into this and
there's the
hit
cover
a
on the
back
edge
air.
cancel. Smart play from Cake.
Yeah, no stranger to that
that downward facing usage of the up B. Very similar to how Zetter down B is, and Cake covers that so well.
Yeah, I would even be expecting him to come off stage where he's going to meet it at its apex as well. We've seen him do that quite a bit in this matchup.
Yep. Cake finally fighting out of the corner, gets that center stage back, but now
These parries, man, I don't like them.
yeah, I think he's really trying to get a beat on Ant's movement, but the needle boost sends the fair off, and okay, Cake managing to use that smoke to his advantage.
Oh my goodness, Ant is zooming right now.
That's strong, but the bubble saves you.
Back throw into the smoke.
Cake has a chance here.
That's what I was talking about, trying to cover that dive kick at its apex, meet him where he's going. Nice.
Incredible tech, even on the smoke, but a forward strong gets the work done. And now, though, this is probably death, right? No? Okay.
Up air there, the only thing that would have connected. Has to burn the combust so high. Finally, a parry works. How far can he take it, though?
Yeah, just gets a couple of hits, but the follow-up is still good. And going down, and like you said, going for the apex, but did not go for the dive kick that time.
Cake's all over him right now.
Whoa, hold
Ant's
on a
gotta get
sec.
back. That air dodge should have been taken further, but Cake is probably still going to get an answer here. The reverse back air,
Oh, and
enough
it
to
kills.
do it, man. The plot armor too hard in game one.
And that's the power. That's the power of CakeAssault. He's in losers. He's not happy.
Well, listen, the power of Ant, man. Now you're one step closer to a game 5.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And Ant just, I mean, it's crazy to lose a match where you start off with a 0 to death, right? Like, you lose a game, you started off with a 0 to death. You can't be happy if you're Ant. And we don't see the patented Ant Hodojo Game 2 pick.
That's because it wasn't Ant's. Oh, it was Canada. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Maybe
man.
it was banned. It might have been banned out. I didn't catch the bans.
You see the grab here. Nope, misses on the tech chase. This doesn't make it significantly easier for both of these players to have these tech chases with such little room, obviously, to navigate around. Misses the floor hug there on the dare. Oh, nice parry.
Yep, just the down air into the dash attack. It's a nice little three-piece off the parry. Let's see what he goes for now.
One of the interesting things I will say about Cake is how he approaches these top 8s is a lot of players will take a moment, and especially if they have certain matchups coming up, will step away from the stage area to go and warm those matchups up. For most of this top 8, Cake has actually been sitting in the crowd and obviously taking mental notes of what their options are, what their habits are. Now we're starting to see these parries start to make a little bit more sense.
Yeah, I mean, he's been using him really well near the end. Let's see what Cake goes for. Does not have it doesn't have an up B that he can go to the smoke with. Just able to use that once per airtime. So now we're back to even. Ant has a chance to come back in this despite that early loss of stock.
And shout out to the absolute endurance that Ant has shown so far. Think about this. This has been 3 sets, or excuse me, his 4th set now in his losers run, and we are on game 17.
Yeah. This is it's been quite some time, and that's just been in top 8. Even before that, he fell into top 32 losers in round 1 of top 32, and then he had 4 matches in a row there. He 3-0'd all of them, but he had 4 matches in a row there, so that's still a lot of work.
Go into grand finals the hard way.
Yep.
I love that single jab on the clone. That was really just like, all right, get out of here.
Yeah,
Shoot.
come on. Shoot. Oh, and that was Cake. Ant did get faded out.
It was not sure.
He didn't know. Didn't want to commit onto the clone, and a wave dash out of shield means that Ant can probably find this edge guard. And Cake goes for the forward air. So Cake spot dodges it out. But once again, good DI from Cake. Means that throw isn't going to do anything. And yep, Cake perfectly DIing all of these and sets himself up for an edge guard. But Ant wisely goes to the top platform, which Cake is not able to cover.
Gonna take the less aggressive route with the clone this time. Says has all the resources. We're gonna see if he makes it back. It's the grab off of that. That is going to be a sock. Something I want to highlight.
Yeah.
Cake has used forward strong in the middle of the stage a couple times now and has used the knife attack afterwards. Ant has Ant shielded the last one, something to keep an eye on as this set continues.
Oh, keep an eye on Cake right now as he is way off stage, getting beaten up by Ant, and that is a 0 to death once again. This time it's on the last stock, so it counts a heck of a lot more.
That's wild. Man, you ask for these kind of moments, right, in top 8. Sometimes you get some blowouts, right? Sometimes you have, like, Guilty Gear was a great example today, where the guy that won did not drop a single round
Good for
in
him.
top 8. When you have an approach here
this is such a viewing experience for those in the crowd. It's such a viewing experience for us here behind the desk. And then, of course, for those of you at home, we are experiencing the best of the best, and it's going the distance. We are having a marathon top 8, and while we will suffer for our art here, it is going to be beautiful to watch with all of you. Thank you for spending your Sunday here at CEO.
Yeah, thank you for watching indeed. And, I mean, he's been the pride of Florida at the moment, and he's been showing how his state does it. And right now, it's just such an incredible performance by him. So few people have taken a set off of Cake ever, like in Rivals 2, and one of them is a Ranno player. You know, I have the number, you know, like crossed down, and Sophie joining that elite rank, but Toothbrush is another one who has made that happen before. So I mean, I'm not saying Cake has a Ranno problem, but I'm saying it's been done.
The percentage here, man, it's just leading more and more towards it. That is going to be another one, dude. I just don't know.
Yeah, it's a little bit risky to go right for the ledge there, but the thing is, if you get the ledge, you get so much off of it.
All right, it's such an easy stock.
Yeah. It's just such an easy stock to throw away. So sometimes you gamble. Unfortunately, gamble working out in Ant's favor right now. And once again, going past the ledge, getting a little tick of damage onto Cake, which gives him time to get out of there. Spanish Inquisition pushes Ant back to the corner, but Sling into Nair. Floor hug, though.
Smash 4, baby. Just shield and neutral.
Yep. Why not? Back air works for Cake. And once again, despite the early stock, Cake is undeterred. He is unfettered.
Gonna get the grab there. Man, you get out of the corner, and yet somehow you're still in the mix. It's such a struggle sometimes when you have CakeAssault playing from advantage. His ways around your combos, his ways around your hitboxes, it's like he just knows.
Yep, once again, the clone pop racks a little bit of damage onto Ant, but now Ant tech chasing with these dash attacks, gets the fair into the needle boost, not getting the full follow-up. Great DI from Cake, and he does use the up B to go right back onto stage and fight Ant out.
I was about to say, what an aggressive approach from him. For somebody normally is pretty cautious at the very least, meditating when he comes from his offstage presence, that was about as aggressive as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is the fact that, you know, you just, they don't expect it, and that's what mix-ups are about, but the floor hug does not matter as the up strong second hit connects. The knife is here, and CakeAssault looking to wrap this up.
I don't love the double jump there that he did there coming out of the corner. Has to burn that combust now. That's what those resources is for, obviously, but you'd love to be able to use it offensively if possible.
Yup. Console's out. Should be an up air, but it's not enough to get the stock yet. And he is way up high, spreading a ton of smoke into the sky.
The classic needle boost coming out.
Yep.
That's going to be the fair 0-0 now.
Last time we saw this was when Ant turned it up a whole 2 or 3 notches, but it might be CakeAssault's turn to shine.
Cake just as capable of the 0 to death. Ant goes for a grab there. Safe backer does not allow it.
And just holding his ground. CakeAssault in center stage.
Was that 7, 8, 9, 10?
That's a lot of up airs. I wasn't quite counting, but it certainly seemed like enough to make CakeAssault way ahead of this game.
That is the stalest I have ever seen a move. Jab 3 going to push away here. What's the recovery option? Down tilt.
Yeah.
There's the tongue.
Oh, that's how the last stock ended, but this time it's going to be the F-Strong all the way into the corner, the perfect TI. Tongue Sling on the bubble is punished out by the up B. What a way to cover the stage.
Ooh, but Ant's now in the driver's seat jet. This is how these sets have gone for him. You've got to make sure he's dead. Double shot to the head like he's Michael Myers.
Okay, it sends off stage. We do have the combustion.
Oh!
Cake just goes so low with it, but it doesn't kill off the top just yet. Wrong direction. Wanted it to send down strong, but a back air is not going to pop the bubble. We have game 4 CakeAssault. He's up 2-1, but Ant has driven these all the way to the final deciding factor every time.
Listen, we saw it versus Marlon. He went to game 4.
Can Cake finish this off?
You can't let him get to game 5.
Can't let him get to game 5.
Can't let him get
Not
to game
like
5.
this. We see Aramata, the pick.
So what's interesting is not only is this a pivotal losers finals, if Cake were to lose, we would have a new major winner in Rivals of Aether 2. Neither Sophie nor Ant have won a huge event like this. And of course, this is your R2CS event line here.
Yeah, I mean, the R2CS champions have been CakeAssault and Marlon so far. So this would be, it's a new winner if CakeAssault loses because of that, but also, you know, just not just R2CS, majors in general. Neither of these players have taken it.
And Ant playing very well on this stage so far. You love to see that from him, not letting the weight of being down 2 games or 1 game to CakeAssault get to him.
Yeah, I mean, this is his counter pick, so he's probably going to be relatively comfortable here. But Cake with the forters at the corner, very good counter hit move. Both these characters having them, but it's fair into the charged up strong. That time.
Oh my God!
No, come on, man!
I ran up to Stace, asked him, I said, "Man, if you do one more tongue, I'm going to lose my mind." He was like, "I keep messing up my needle boosts."
Yes, I know.
Nice needle storm there.
I don't know how nice that one was. Unfortunate.
Moment.
Huge punish, as big as you could see. Down strong is floor hug, and that means Ant is gonna reap the benefits of that.
Oh my God, crouching the clone so hard. Nice back air, gonna get the fair. Does not get the hitbox that he needs though.
Yep, and off ledge, CakeAssault very familiar with using that fair to make sure he can fair train you all the way across stage, but managed to get out of there. And reading the tech roll away means that Cake is gonna punish him.
Oh man, Ant gets all the way back into neutral, loses that interaction there.
Okay, now we have Cake hunting for these downers, using a lot of safe aerials, but the burst range from Ant is enough to get him out of there.
Oh,
and
bad DI on that back air.
Should be able to up B, side B to make it back, but no, that's just a little bit too easy to read for Ant. Punishes that out and finds himself in great position to force a Game 5.
Okay. Tries to use the poison stack to his advantage. I don't think we've seen him actually connect with a natural tongue like that throughout this entire top 8.
Yeah,
Hard
that's
punish
true.
here. No, stalls out with the bubble. There it is.
Oh, yeah, all the way up high. Still, once again, not able to get to the bubble. I feel like Ant has got a couple chances to DI into it, but hasn't quite hit it. And you have to be so careful about doing that. If you get parried out, you could just get a massive punish.
Cake's using that rising fair here. Threatens out on the platform, uses it again.
Ooh. Yep, rising fair once again is the answer. This could be it. Very few resources. Down air is just going to be enough, and CakeAssault finds that edge guard, puts Ant into the grave, and avoids the deciding Game 5. That I feel like if we got there, Ant was winning. That's all I'm going to say.
Listen, I cannot speak enough to this man's tournament run this weekend. Losing early in top 32, like you said, and then pushing through 6 or 7 sets to make it to losers finals.
7, yeah.
Playing so many Game 5s after Game 5s after Game 5s, beating Acorn, Stango, Marlon. Congratulations to your 3rd place finish here at CEO and Ant. Doing Duval proud. Always been a phenomenal rival scene. You had people like, oh my gosh, it's a Shovel Knight player that was so good. Jeez was a phenomenal Shovel Knight player out of Jacksonville, and the scene remains strong here in Rivals 2. Congratulations to Ant and to Sinbad and to all the other Jacksonville players that have made our way down here. And of course, an honorary Duval to everybody else at home watching the Rivals run here. But we are going to see a rematch of our winner semis, which went very one-sided, very convincingly, I would say, in the favor of Sophilo. Jet, break this down for us, what we should expect to see here in Grands today.
Well, we're going to have, obviously, Zetterburn versus Forsburn. I don't actually know if that's 100% true, but we're likely going to have Zetterburn versus Forsburn, and CakeAssault is going to try to unleash his bag of tricks. He hasn't had a lot of time to prepare, given the fact that he just had to play.
Sure.
But he's been thinking about it in the back of his mind. It's been a bit since the set, and he's been breaking it down. And he is the type of person who is meticulous in his notes. He is always thinking through the small interactions and knowing exactly how to counter aggression and how to maximize his own potential when his opponent is in disadvantage. So the things that I want to look out for CakeAssault is, 1, how he's going to deal with Sophie's recovery, and 2, how he's going to play from disadvantage. Those are the 2 biggest points I think that we're gonna look at. The neutral, I think will remain relatively similar. You know, it's not a lot. There's not a lot you can work on in neutral directly between game to game. But
look at this shot. Look at Sunday CEO, and this is just but one screen. There are 8 finals going on as we speak.
And we see the belt sitting right behind Sophie's head. just to the left.
Perhaps a premonition of what is to come. She's only 3 games away from having sole ownership of that championship.
And here we have, you know,
Shout outs to Davis, bringing the water bottle up, making sure the man stays hydrated.
Yeah.
Listen,
We
birthday
love
boy
Davis.
Cake.
Davis is great.
Birthday boy Cake did not have to play Marlon this weekend.
Yeah, that is true. He didn't have to fight his demon today, and he wants this victory. He wants this victory. It's his birthday. It's Father's Day. You know, do it for all the dads out there. But Sophie on the other side, she is new to the scene. She's young. She's mad young. I don't know exactly how old, but I think she's 17. And just incredible performance from her so far. But she doesn't quite have that storied history of being up on these stages. You think maybe there might be a little bit of nerves that would come out in something like this, but the way she played in winners finals, I feel like she got over those completely.
Well, and it's crazy too because her herself today said that I'm not sure how I'm going to play on stage. I'm a little bit nervous about this. So it's not even like the concept of it. It was there.
Yep.
And she has came to the answer of the 10 count, raised to the bell, went game 5 with Cheesy, then of course beat Cake 3-1 in winner's side, and is now 9 stocks away from being a champion. Not just of CEO, but of an R2CS event, and of course 9 stocks away from greatness.
Yeah, but I gotta say, I've seen this before. Combo breaker last time, Billy Bats took CakeAssault out in winners, but then the loser's CakeAssault was just an absolutely different beast, was almost untouchable in those final sets.
So I want to take a look at these short hops away that Cake is using, because it's going to be counteracting a little bit of that short hop aggressive from Sophilo. Also, the aggression off ledge is something that's going to be interesting. You see Cake a couple character links back this time, going to stay away from the fair, going to stay away from the fireball as well.
Yep, and masking what Cake was going for, using that smoke. Now, we don't know what's going to happen here. But Sophie able to get out of there and able to answer back, return the fire.
What a dash attack,
if you will.
Yeah,
there it is, another. Just the simplicity of kill confirm for Zetterburn is just so. It's just so simple. All you need is a shine in the right position on an aerial opponent, and suddenly you get a free kill.
Listen, this is already 63% on the second stock. Could he use the clone there actually to cover him? Get down, Mr. President. Oh my goodness. He's inside her head.
Waited for a whole second, a hot second if you will, and Sophie does fall to that, but she is still up a pretty stock here. I mean, it's 93% on Cake. Sophie's just been touched.
We're a shine or a backer away, man.
Yep.
There's the down air.
Yeah, that's a really bad position. One of the worst parts about Forsburn is the fact that he has such a hard time vertically recovering. But that time, able to get out of there and able to, it's the air wobble.
There's the fireball from ledge, and the weight again. That's how she won winner semis. So Philo now just a stock away from being up a game here in Grands.
I'm wondering what the weight is related to. Is it because of the floor hug that you need to wait a little bit there?
Well, it's twice now that Cake actually tried to spot dodge it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it's floor hug spot dodge that's been punished out with the weight, right? Yeah. And
again with the clone.
Yeah, it's very powerful to be able to use that clone up B to cover you a little bit. Down air.
Ooh,
perfect
speaking
angle.
of nasty angles. Sky goes dark, as does the stage. Smoke everywhere. Who is going to come out? This is really just one interaction for being even, just like you see right now.
Oh, but Sophie is the one with the advantage state, and it's also one interaction from death for Cake. You mess up one time edge guarding Zetter, and suddenly they turn the pressure around on you using just a variety of shines plus aerials to get that stock. I mean,
I think that's our first fair train we've seen in this top 8, though. You know, it's 1, 2, 3 like that.
Wow. Yeah.
It's been crazy because they've all been shine upstrongs.
Yeah, it's been a ton of upstrongs. Yeah, that might have been. That's crazy. Because fair is just such a powerful tool.
We are going to Cake Peak here. Will this be a comfort, or will this be another win for Sophie? Now only 6 stocks away.
Yeah, we need Cake Peak for Peak Cake. Because right now Sophie is the one that looks like, I mean, she's the one to beat at the moment. Like Cake isn't the big dog anymore.
Had to air dodge away there. Still should be able to continue this punish. Double shine. That's another stock. 5 left, Jet.
She might just do it 5 in a row. I mean, the way she's been playing.
Double down air there. Has to cover. Flip.
Yes. But
Nice hit, but it's a tech onto the platform. Wow. Sophie defensive tools have been incredible, but yeah, this should be... Wow, okay, perfectly spaced, avoiding that down air.
Oh, what a reverse back air. Jesus.
Yup. Okay, let's see what the option is. Cake is actually turned around on, and now Sophie is the one with the combo. 44% answers back with a fair out of there, but still need another hit. Oh, reverse bear. The lingering hitbox hits, but...
Step back.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, even on Tempest, you die that as hard as you can. Sometimes you just die to it. Nice double up air into the fair dare.
Cake managing to get out of there, but Sophie is such a high % lead right now. Dare not going to connect, except for Cake it does.
See, I like these dare mix-ups from Sophie to push Cake back below the stage, but Cake's starting to DI in on these a little bit. There are up airs that are available to her if she wants to follow that tree instead.
Yup. Oh, okay. Cake trying to Spanish Inquisition once again, but not going to work out. And then that time the floor hug is going to work for Cake, but just a forward throw. He just lit up on fire, and Cake is on the final stock of this game on his counter pick. Sophie just completely running away with it.
Low.
Oh, I thought that might have been just a hold ledge moment, but Sophie drops it. And now
beautiful coverage
here
from Cake. Falls out of the up tilt. Didn't want that. Should be able to get the back air here. He's going to push away and just meets her out there. That's going to be a stock. Clean it up.
See, goes for the down air. Needs one more rinse and repeat. Sophie getting back to the wall and another back air. Just kidding. It's going to be the stock.
And now
Cake made that work for him, but it seemed like a lot to make happen.
Bust online, Jet. Let's see what the options are here. Unit the dash attack doesn't get the floor hug. Control center, but the nair there is going to be an answer. Great grab.
Fair in the corner, forcing Cake to use the big smoke. And now this is a Sophilo favored interaction. A fair double jump has been used.
And
has
no
to
smoke
go
out
for
there
the
either.
smoke.
Gonna use the side B, he's gonna come back. Oh, just uses the fake inhale to go back to ledge. Great spot dodge away from the pressure. My goodness, the shines.
Oh, and another fair into the corner. It's not enough damage to make it, and the smoke is still way up there. It's actually a super nice resource for Cake to have.
Cake do some flatcher up there to get away. Sophie's gonna follow it up.
Dare.
Yep.
There it is, another stock for Sophie in another game. She puts herself, like you said, 3 stocks away from securing that belt.
The march to greatness continues. And now we see the character switch. I think the march to greatness is going to end up very soon. The fleet switch, the Forsburn not working. Historically, whenever we have seen the Cake character switch, it has spelled doom for his tournament runs. We saw it during Rivals 1 where he would occasionally switch to Zetter. We saw it at Combo Breaker when he switched to the Ditto versus B-Bats. I just don't know, Jet. I just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's something he's definitely played a heck of a lot of this character. It isn't like a pocket. It was a co-main for quite some time.
It was his original main. Forget the co-man. It was just Fleet in winning in tournaments back in the day.
True.
And by back in the day, I mean like 6 months ago.
6 months ago. And this was widely considered just an unwinnable matchup at that point. Like, Stango was like, I literally cannot play this matchup. Cake is too good at killing me off of a single hit, because look at what he does when he gets the chance. And oh, that could have been a ledge grab to win it.
That would have been 2 stocks in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I am eating my words as we sit here, Jet. This has been a really great play for him so far. The weight of Fleet is my concern, because right now you are at death percents if Sophie can get back into neutral.
Yeah, a back air or a shine, an aerial shine would do it, but an up tilt sends Cake up into some weird positions, but should be able to be fine to get back. Slow fall has already been used, and a nice tech on that, but yeah, there it is. Just a shine gets the job done. 76%, not an amazing amount of damage on Sophie. The way she's been playing, I feel like this is just dead even.
Honestly, you know, Fleet obviously not going to be comboed the same way Forsburn is in this matchup, but you don't have to take him to his high percent. We saw Cake die at like 130 right there, and I'm genuinely curious if that would have killed at maybe half the percent. Just the way that the up strong works in this game is so good, and we are now, that reset though.
Yeah, and the snipe with the arrow. First one didn't work, but the second one gets the startup. And great float. I love the wiggle out from Cake, not being put in a tech situation. And yeah, forward air does not catch the recovery from Sophie, as now she's pushing Cake to the corner.
Ooh,
nair
good
off.
reverse nair.
Oh, that might be it. Yeah. Up B.
Tries for the B bets.
Great work. So low, and should be able to get the stock. Tried to go for the up B, but it's just not close enough.
Listen, at this point, it may just be the inevitable.
I don't know, though. Sophie is coming back, and she's getting that up
What
strong.
a perfect shield on this. Man, can she do it, though? Is this how destined it is at this point? At 120%, Sophie, what have you got? This could be
Oh,
your
no, that's it.
championship
Okay,
moment,
okay.
and no, Cake slams the door. We have got a game 4, Jet.
Yeah, it looked good, but I don't know. Every single interaction here has been a bit tenuous. There have been multiple times where it's like, yeah, he's winning, but Sophie could turn it around at a moment's notice.
Listen, I just want to point something out real quick. On our spreadsheet over here on the side, when this originally was lit up, it had grand finals and then grand finals reset. I wondered if production knew something, and now it's gone.
He took the reset away on the spreadsheet. No. Don't count Cake out just yet. Even on this counter pick for Sophie, there is certainly some work to be done.
I'm curious though, because like what won Cake that game was the edge guards, and obviously the edge guards are pushed into the blast zone. But on a stage like this, Cake can just do the exact same thing and make it impossible to recover, just like that.
So from what I understand, the reason you pick this is because it's a lot harder to get in the position to be edge guarded. So you can play center stage, and then you don't have to be near the edge. But, I mean, practice is not quite the same as theory, because that time, Cake was able to push out Sophie at a relatively low percent.
And relatively quick into the match, too. Like, they just put herself into the blender.
Yep. But up air here. And the thing is, Sophie's going to still be killing at the same percents here as well, right? You know, it's just that simple. You find any opening on center stage, you're going to be getting the kill. Whereas Cake has to really push Sophie all the way to the corner.
And almost evens it up with one sequence there. Does actually with that fair.
Down air.
Resets. Oh, good DI out away from the down air. But Cake's going to... Oh, wow. Misses with the shine.
Could be
Strong?
down, yeah.
Yes, it is, man.
Oh, man.
The
Sophie
adaptions,
is one
Jet.
stock away, and it's all over Red Rover.
Listen, 85%. That is what they're going to be looking for to get to this up strong here. Cake has got to find an answer, because now Sophilo more than happy to just play the waiting game on this.
Yeah, but Cake has not been giving away anything. Sophie forced to go high. Bear missed by a millimeter.
Cake pushes out. Gonna get the backer.
Yes.
Yes, easy cleanup.
Final stock here on Fire Capital. This is the counter pick from Sophie, and she's gonna be one stock away. All she needs is a big combo like this to put Cake into death percent. Not quite there, but one more interaction.
The sky
should be
burns
it.
red, Jet. I wonder, could this be it? Maybe one more fair. A shine here will be the guaranteed death of CakeAssault. Cake has to be careful.
Oh,
The
the back air would have been death.
It's going to be going here. Shine into the up strong. Does not get it, though.
SDI up, gets out of there. Cake
Cake with the
has
float.
one more
Shine,
chance.
the wait, the patience, the up strong. Sophilo wins CEO. A new major champion is crowned, and the belt is going to NorCal.
Oh my god. After all of that, the counter pick does not work out. Cake falls. Sophie takes out Marlon, takes out CakeAssault. And she is your eventual champion here at CEO 2025.
The plot was ahead of us the entire time. The belt sitting in the crowd over her
just
shoulder.
right over
the
her
reset
shoulder.
being taken away from our schedule.
Production
they
knew. They had a
knew,
time
Jet.
machine. Oh my gosh. And it seems like some of the players are no longer with us at this event. They traveled somewhere else. They're not dead. Don't worry. All right. So first off, I believe we're going to be skipping our 7th places. We're going to have in 5th place Elkies from NorCal. And with the dual wielding medals, Elkies also did win doubles yesterday. Shout out to the doubles victor. Next off in 4th place with an absolutely incredible run, taking down Stango and beating Marlon. Here from Florida, we have Ant. And then, of course, in 2nd place, the man, the myth, the legend, the operating system himself, CakeAssault.
And last but certainly not least, hailing from NorCal, defeating the best of the best, Marlon into CakeAssault, we have Sophilo. And congratulations, the Winged Eagle belt, showing it off. It's a lot heavier than it looks. Raise it in the air. This is your CEO champion. Thank you so much, everyone, for supporting Rivals 2, for being here today. We love you all, and we'll see you next time.